everybody. What's going on? It's fucking finally Friday night. Wow, what a long, busy week it's been.
CB's expecting me to be drunk as fuck based on the thumbnail.
I just made that image like a couple days ago, like when I made the card, and I just made it to be funny.
I was at the bar.
You were at the bar today, though.
Yeah, I went to the biker bar.
But you weren't there. You weren't there that long.
No, I only had 3.
He was only there for like an hour and a half.
I had like 3 shots and I came back.
Yeah. He said it was dead. It's been dead out because
too hot.
It's hot as balls.
Yeah.
Outside. And so, like, I can understand people don't want to get all up in their shit and ride around on the motorcycle. I didn't want to go outside, period.
Yes, the cyclists aren't out. I was, but they're not out. So when you go, when I show up there, it's just like fucking dickheads coming home from work. Old dickheads. I call them old dickheads. They're my age, but they look old. You know what I mean? They're in their fucking trucks and shit.
In their trucks.
Trucks, yeah.
It's funny, I was just like scrolling through. I was on Facebook because I was, making sure that you made it to and from the bar okay. And they gave me a friend recommendation, and it was a dude that I went to elementary school and junior high with. So he's the same age as me. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wow, he looks old.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Me and you are lucky.
Like, he doesn't look bad, but it's like he looks like an old man.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't get fat or nothing, but
if you live a sedentary lifestyle, that you especially when you start getting into your late 40s, early 50s, a lot of motherfuckers start falling apart. That's why I went on hormones and started training. Fucking, and me and you have held together. You're on shit too, so
Just got some new drugs today.
Yeah, it's not. Matter of fact, my fucking drug dealers in fucking China were like, fucking, we'll send you a shipping, or excuse me, a tracking number. Once it clears customs, we're having problems because of the new trade situation going on. We're trying to figure out new ways to get it in there. So we'll see. I deal with international drug dealers to get my shit. Even though I could probably get it here. Same thing.
Yeah, you probably could.
It's just that the prices are so much cheaper. And the quality's actually better. We got and I'm getting mostly like testosterone and clenbuterol and shit like that.
Thank you, Bees Nest. Send us a super chat. Let's get those flash bulbs going tonight.
That's right, Bees.
Yeah, I agree.
That's right.
He also says he won money at the slots.
Yeah.
Gave it to my wife, but she blew it. How much did you win? What'd she blow it on? Food, rent, something like that. Male prostitutes, perhaps. More power to her.
Gigolos.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's like super funny. American Military says, Jen and Tom, what is the most disturbing film either of you have ever seen? Whether horror, shockumentary, independent, torture porn, art house, etc. Ooh, disturbing film.
Disturbing in a good way or a bad way? Because
probably in the sense that you saw it and it's like, yeah, I'm not ever gonna watch that again.
Well, the most disturbing one I saw, but I enjoyed it, was Human Centipede.
Yeah, that was pretty I wasn't disturbed. I was just grossed out.
I was like, what the fuck?
I was like, ew.
But I liked the movie. I thought the movie was good.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing with a movie like that French movie Martyrs, which was like super disturbing, but it's a great movie. Am I going to watch it again? Probably not. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or that Spanish movie, The Coffee Table.
I didn't see it.
That one got me good. And it's not even that gory or anything like that. It's just the idea of it. And it's almost like a black comedy, but it's like really fun. And I was so anxious watching that I had to like stop it like several times because I just didn't like the way it made me feel. And I was like, I don't know if I can sit through this. And I'm definitely not watching it again.
People have recommended to see what's called The Road.
Yeah,
The Road. I haven't seen it.
It's good. It's super depressing. I read the book too.
People said I would like it.
The book is also the book is also super depressing.
Yeah.
A Serbian film, obviously.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I don't want to say I wish I didn't watch it, but I could have gone my whole life without watching it. It's just I don't know. It's just kind of fucked up for the sake of being fucked up.
It's real hard to shock me through film.
Same. I think like
you
documentaries.
Can entertain me, but you're not gonna be able to shock me.
I think I'm kind of well, I don't necessarily want to say jaded because I do get affected by movies. Because I I buy into it. You know what I mean? I'm a horror writer, so if I'm gonna watch a horror movie, I want it to scare me. I want it to disturb me. So I'm gonna let it do that if it's able to. But a lot of them don't. Like, I do enjoy them, but a lot of them don't do that. But there are some that did. Like I said, the coffee table was the last one that kind of fucked me up. And that's not even super gory or anything like that. It was just the idea of it, like, really bothered me. But, yeah, documentaries and shit like that. Like, fuck, man. I remember seeing... I don't even remember what the name of it is. But I went to... Where was that? It was one of the Carolinas. This was a long time ago when I was with my first husband. And we went up there to visit, like, this other couple that we knew. And we went to this little indie theater and watched... Because, you know, we're fun people like this. We went to this indie theater to see a documentary about the Jonestown Massacre. Because that's how we roll. And that was... I knew about the Jonestown Massacre, but I didn't realize that there was so much, like, fucking footage of it.
Yeah,
like they filmed everything.
They were filming it, yeah.
And so this documentary was just like all real shit, like from that, and that. Oh man, that made me feel so bad for like a long time afterward. That was horrifying. That was horrifying.
Yeah, I just I don't really. When you're saying affected, does the film affect you? There's a couple of them that were like, it was so fucking tacky, and I disapproved of it so much I turned it off. That would have been fucking Cannibal Holocaust.
That was because the animal cruelty.
Yeah, when he's the dude fucking had a coatimundi, cute little creature, like a little ferret type thing, and he stuck a blunt stick right through it, and it's fucking begging, you know what I mean? I'm like,
it was awful.
Nah, I turned that shit off. Because it was real.
Yeah, that was real.
And I didn't want to see anymore. And I had been warned that it had that shit, but I didn't realize that.
There's a version with all of that cut out.
You see, the reason I was kind of doing it in good. I was watching it in good faith that there's going to be some animal cruelty in it, but it's going to have something to do with the plot. No, it had nothing to do with the plot. The plot was let's kill these animals in fucking horrible fucking ways that make you feel very uncomfortable. That is that plot.
I think that's
and
pretty much the whole
and I was
purpose
like,
for it.
I ain't watching
Unless it was trying to make it like that the actors or like that characters that did that to make them less sympathetic, so you didn't feel bad when they got killed.
I didn't notice any characterization or acting in it.
Not really. Like I said, it's very.
Like, nah.
It's Cannibal Holocaust. I mean, I will go to bat for it because it was essentially the first found footage movie, so it was very ahead of its time. It was very influential, but it's one that you don't really want. And I actually really do like parts of it, but yeah, all of that shit didn't really need to be in there, especially because the murders of the people were fake, obviously, and were really well done. So it's like if you wanted to kill animals in movies, like they do it fake all the time. It's like you could have just done a fake one. You don't have to do. But I think they were just doing it to be shocking.
Yeah, I detected that the purpose of the movie was to upset you. Yeah. Through animal torture, basically. Yeah. And I was just like, nah, I'm not gonna fucking entertain this bitch. You know what I mean? Fucking, I'm not gonna give it any kind of credit.
Gonna say back then the Italians did not give a fuck.
No, they got in trouble for doing that shit too. But
well, they all went to court for that because they thought it was a snuff film.
They thought the people were real.
They thought the people were dead.
Yeah.
So the actors had to come into court and be nope, I'm alive.
Maybe I should see the censored version to actually see the rest of it. What they supposed the fake shit that they did with the people. Maybe that part was good. But when they were really
the special effects in it were really good, actually.
Yeah, they were really doing shit to animals though, and I was just like, it was tacky. I was like, nah. And I'm a hunter. I killed animals, fucking,
Not like that though.
Yeah, it's always quick. The idea is to fucking just put an animal down, and you're gonna eat the animal. It's for a purpose. And these are game animals. No, they're killing things that you can't eat, and they're doing it slowly. And I'm like, nah.
Yeah, just for
just for a movie.
Look how shocking we are.
Right. So I'm like, nah, I ain't watching that shit.
Beesness says, what's that Kevin Smith movie called? The Walrus or something like that? Oh, Tusk.
Oh, Tusk was great.
I love Tusk.
Tusk was great. You need to see Tusk.
It didn't. He has seen it. That's what he was talking about.
Oh, he has seen it? Yeah. Tusk is good.
Being disturbed. A lot of people were disturbed by that one. I just thought it was like fucking hilarious. Like, what a great.
It has some disturbing shit.
Messed up idea.
It was disturbing.
I wish I'd thought of that.
I loved it, though. I thought that was a great
I really liked it.
And I was always wondering, was he having sex with the walrus?
See, I thought that was implied, but maybe I'm overthinking.
He was in love with the walrus.
Yeah,
but how far did it go?
Yeah.
Fucking, you know what I mean?
Was it just platonic
was
love?
it, yeah.
Or...
Was it just his buddy, or what was the deal?
I thought the implication was that he was fucking the walrus.
Because he had the penis bone of another walrus.
That's what I mean. I thought that's what the implication was. But they didn't overtly say that.
Yeah.
I think they just kind of left that to your imagination.
But no, I thought that was an excellent movie.
I liked it too.
There's a lot of movies that will never get any kind of fucking awards or anything, but I just think they're great. And they didn't really disturb me in the way that you think. It's just that they pulled me into it. If you pull me into the movie and it's an immersive experience, then you're going to take me on this journey, I'm going to fucking enjoy it. I'll remember it.
And what a weird fucking flick that was.
If it's not that good, then I won't remember it.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of Blumhouse movies that are okay to watch. I have fun when I'm watching it, but I don't remember it when it's over.
You don't remember it after.
It doesn't. But I'll tell you, The Substance, oh, man, yeah, that one pulled me in. And that was a female director, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, she did a great job. I'd like to see more from her. It kind of reminded me of a fucking Cronenberg movie in a way.
She made a movie called...
real good.
I'm pretty sure she made a movie called Revenge. And that was excellent. It was like a rape revenge movie. Also pretty disturbing, but it was excellent. That was like back in 2017.
And some people were like, but that shit went wacky at the end. It's like, yeah, but it's okay, because they primed me for that. And then once it went that way, I was like, oh, this is what this is.
I was so happy.
I was like, all right.
Like, when we got to the end of the movie, I think some people were like, yeah, okay. No, I was just like, all right.
Okay, all right. Now I understand the movie. Yeah. So, no, I totally got it.
It's like, go for it.
Yeah. And fucking... And that was the best fucking movie that Demi Moore has ever been in. I think she did a great job.
She was fucking amazing.
She's nearly 60, and she was nude through most of that movie. She looked fucking great. I was just like, man, for your, and we're old people that look good. She looks fucking super good.
And she let herself look...
Yeah.
Like hell, as the movie went on, and she started deteriorating.
Yeah, they shot her, and they were shooting her in angles that were not flattering.
Yeah.
But, I'm in the fucking animal training background, human training, fucking, and gym culture, and fucking, I'm very much into the body aesthetic, and I can size somebody up. They were trying to make a really good-looking old woman look bad.
Yeah.
And I was just like, she looks great.
Yeah, you could still tell she looked good. All that. But that was kind of the point. One of the points of the movie was that even though she was obviously quite beautiful, that she was too old
for what
and for what they wanted, and she's just not good enough. Not good enough. You know what I mean? So that's kind of one of the things that the movie was.
If you're going to be a sexy old woman, you want to look like that.
Yeah, because like I said, she looked fantastic. And she played like a decade younger in that movie. So.
Yeah, she was playing a woman in her 50s, but she's actually in her 60s.
But she just turned 50. That was a big thing, that it was her 50th birthday. Because everybody was asking, in the movie, and everybody was like wishing her happy birthday. And the thing about it, even though I know, like in the back of my mind, I know she's older than me because I saw movies with her when I was young, and she was a few years older than me, like back in the 80s, like, St. Elmo's Fire and all that kind of shit. And, so it didn't occur to me when they said, she turned 50, that it's like, she's older than that. I was just like, okay, I just bought it. But then, like, later I was like, wait, no, she's got to be older than 50, right?
She's like 60.
Because I'm older than 50, and it's like, she's older than I am.
She was about 60 in the movie, I think.
I think she was almost 60.
And then you look at her, and then look at fucking Bruce Willis. Look at the difference.
Well,
they were a couple.
Yeah. Well, he's got,
I know, I'm just saying. She aged very well.
She did, yeah. And some people do, and like I said, some of it's genetics, like obviously some of it's surgery and other things too.
Hormones.
But
drugs. Yeah.
Some people are gonna look old even no matter what you do.
Yeah. Poor
Bruce. Boy, we got another.
Who's that?
Super chat from Klaus.
What's up, Klaus?
That's my man. Got some kroner.
It's my man. He's sending
me that.
Sending me that Norwegian money.
The Norwegian.
Yeah.
Money. Hey, Norwegian money.
Hey, Swedes!
Too.
They're Norwegian. Okay.
Yeah, Bees was saying that The Thing was one of the best. I mean, what did he say was the best? The Thing is easily one of the best, not only horror movies, one of the best movies ever, period.
Yeah.
Like, The Thing and The Shining and The Haunting from 1963 kind of compete for, like, my top three. Those are, like, my top three.
What was good about The Thing is that there was a lot of drama. And the acting was really good. And it was ballsy. No women. All men.
Yeah.
All men in the fucking movie. And it was still awesome.
Yeah.
And I judge a lot of movies by how foreigners from other cultures look at them. And I watch these two dudes from fucking Pakistan watch the movie. They're in their 20s. They loved it. They loved Kurt Russell and his fucking beard. That shit freaked them out. They were like, "Oh, his beard is so awesome. Look at his hair." You know, they loved how he looked.
He does have fabulous hair in that.
But then when they got done, when the movie was over, they go, "You know what? There was no women in that." They were like, "Yeah, there was no women."
You don't really realize it as it's going on.
And they were like, "Why was there no women in that?" They didn't get it culturally because it was an Antarctic mission back in the 80s. There would have been women up there.
No, probably.
That would be the equivalent of being on an oil rig.
Like an oil rig or something.
There's no fucking women on oil rigs. It's slinging dicks. And they're pirates, basically. They're the fucking garbage of mankind. But they're making a shit ton of money. Especially the welders. If you want to talk about a man's job, the fucking underwater welding on those oil rigs. Those dudes make fucking several $100,000 a year. And they're fucking psychos. So a lot of them are fucking... Why the fuck would you want to go down hundreds of fucking feet underneath the ocean at fucking 4 o'clock in the morning in a black, deep sea with those fucking currents with a fucking flashlight and welding some shit underneath the ocean?
To be honest, I don't think you
fucking
could
at 4 o'clock in the morning
to do that. Now, if somebody said
that's a hostile invader, that's a hostile environment. That's like being in outer space. I'll watch that. You know, I imagine myself in that position, and I'm like, yeah, and then a fucking whale comes and eats you. Or something. I don't know, man. I'd have to focus just on what I was doing.
That's probably what they're doing.
I couldn't think about.
You can't.
Fuck, man, I'm thousands of feet over the surface of the fucking planet, basically floating in fucking space. You know what I mean?
That's terrifying shit, though.
Man.
Like I said,
and there's all this fucking turbulent fucking water above me and a fucking storm going and all these dudes and it's nah.
If somebody said to me,
underneath the water.
If somebody said to me, "I'll give you $50 million if you do it one time," I'd think about it, but even then, I'm still not sure I would do it. By the way, if you're bothered by like deep sea underwater shit and everything like that, please read the novel The Deep by Nick Cutter. That fucking fucked me up.
Yeah.
Because it not only has all of that deep water kind of shit, but it also has like some weird ass creature that like makes you see things, and it's pretty fucking gross, and it has really, really horrible shit happening to animals in it too. It's a great book though. Nick Cutter writes some fucked up shit. American Military says, Tom, I strongly encourage you to watch Cannibal Holocaust, animal cruelty free. It's pioneering and wonderfully edited with a great
I'll watch
score.
it without the cruel.
Yeah, like it is much better without that because, like I said, it doesn't need it. And like I said, it was way ahead of its time. And that's what kind of pisses me off, too, because I think like maybe a lot of younger fans would be like, oh, Blair Witch Project was first found footage. It wasn't. There was one that came out about 8 months before that called The Last Broadcast, which was like a super low budget one, which had a very similar premise, weirdly, even though they didn't have anything to do with each other. But Cannibal Holocaust came way back in the 70s, and that was the first found footage, pretty much.
Yeah. As soon as I saw it, dude, stick that fucking stick through that wooden stick through that fucking Quadamundi, and I saw the reaction of that fucking little creature. I was like, nah, I can't watch this shit.
We got another super chat. Thank you very much. I don't know what name it is.
Who is that?
I don't know. There's no name on it. There's just like a little heart. It's just a little heart symbol, I think. Yeah. Or no,
414?
Oh, yeah.
I think it might say 414.
Or 404, as in picture not found. Profile picture not found.
What does it say?
The thumbnail looks like Tom. My sleep is better. Oh! It's Stu from Dollar General.
Oh, it's Stu. Okay.
Because he sent me an email earlier this week, like yesterday or the day before, and said that he wasn't gonna come to the live streams anymore because he wasn't getting enough sleep and all this other kind of stuff. And I was like, hey man, don't worry about it.
Yeah, but he showed up.
But he showed up, so.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate you, but seriously, get some sleep though. Sleep is very important, and it becomes much more important as you get older.
Man, the fucking McDonald's is open up the street now. They just
built
a McDonald's.
Everyone's very
across the street from
We don't have any fast food around here.
Yeah, right across the street from Circle K, bro.
We'll probably. Yeah. Tom he went up there today. He's like, I want to see if this one's open all night, so we can go there after the club. It's not though. I said I don't think they would open one all night around here because there's not enough traffic to justify it. The one we go to is in Sanford, and it's a big built-up area. There's a huge hotel like right next to it, and shit like that. So yeah, people are coming and going like all night, but around here, not so much.
So we'll go eat at our normal McDonald's on our way back from the club.
Yeah, I mean that's on the way home anyways, and it's open all night. Yeah, CB said I Spit on Your Grave 1978 and the 2010 remake on DVD. One of these days, is the remake any good? Because I don't think I've ever watched it. Honestly, the 1978 I Spit on Your Grave, is pretty. I mean, it's pretty low budget, but holy crap, that movie kind of fucked me up too. Like rape revenge movies, kind of do a number on me, and that one is fucked up because the rape scene. You know, it's like a gang rape, and it goes on for, like, so long. And it's just, like, not romanticized at all. It's not... It was kind of like the rape scene in that other French movie, because the French make some fucked up movies, man. But, like, that movie Irreversible, that had that rape scene in it, that was pretty fucked up, too. But I think, like, the one in I Spit on Your Grave was, like, worse. Because, like I said, it's not glamorized at all. It just looks like... somebody came across it in the woods and just like fucking filmed it, you know what I mean? And it was just like, and it goes on for like forever, and it's just it's awful. Like I have a hard time watching it, but then it's kind of like, but then you feel a lot better when she, you know, cuts that dude's dick off later and all that other kind of stuff and hangs that dude, and you know, so
the main fucking rape scene that ever fucking stuck in my mind when I was a kid, I saw Death Wish. There was a scene in Death Wish, the first one. I remember it being really bad, but I was a kid when I saw it. I might totally be imagining it. I don't. It might have not been anywhere near as bad.
I kind of remember the scene, but I don't remember that one bothering me as much as. Now, what was the one? What was that gang rape?
We got more super chats coming in.
That was in that Jodie Foster movie, The Accused.
That
was like a gang rape too, and that was based on a true story. But yeah, that was pretty fucked up also. Oh, he gave us another super chat.
Thank you very much.
The Terrifier Art the Clown series is so amazing. I really like...
We saw him in the theater.
Yeah, we saw... we saw the last one.
Yeah.
And maybe the one before that. I saw the other ones like on streaming.
Yeah, Terrifier... man, that's some wild shit that they do in Terrifier. But it doesn't affect me that much. Those people are like, "What affects you?"
They're mostly hilarious.
I just thought they were funny.
Yeah, I think they're kind of funny.
I don't know how I would have reacted.
Because they're so over the top.
Yeah, you know it's fake, and they're good though. I don't know how that would have affected me when I was like 13, 14, 15. When I was first seeing, like when I was first seeing fucking Friday the 13th. 1 and 2 and 3, you know, because I remember those movies being fucking wild as shit. I was like scared of them. It's almost kind of, I'd watch them every time they'd come on fucking cable, but I'd be afraid to watch it at the same time. I had to cover my, and then looking back at it, when you go back and watch it now, it didn't show anything.
It's like nothing.
Yeah. All right. And the only slasher movie I could watch and go, well, I'm not scared of this one. I like this one. Would have Terror Train and My Buddy Valentine. They edited My Buddy Valentine.
Yeah.
That's all we had.
And you can see it in it. You can see it unedited.
There's nothing in them.
Much better, but
yeah.
They put all the gore back in.
So you're like your threshold is different now, in 2024.
Yeah. Everyone now is just kind of like you know, the first Terrifier shows him just like sawing that girl in half, like and everyone's like yawn. You know what I mean? Although I have to say, my favorite scene in the newest Terrifier, like the Christmas one, was when he just like took the chainsaw and just sliced that dude in half, like ass crack first.
Yeah. And
then like, you know, got all in and screwed him and stuff like that. I'm like, that's awesome. I loved that.
See, that was one of the things. That was one of the things about slasher movies. The reasons why we'd fucking stay up watching when we were teenagers, because they had nudity in them.
So fun.
And this was in a time when you couldn't just get on your phone and fucking see titties. You know what I mean? They had to like. They were tricking teenage boys into watching the movie using titties, and it didn't even matter. It would be a shitty science fiction movie, but she's gonna take her top off in this. You know what I mean? So you're gonna watch it.
Yeah.
And you'd buy a ticket to go see it. You know, it's just fucking crazy.
Well, you know, dudes were like teenage boys were desperate to see some boob.
Yeah, yeah.
You didn't get to see boob.
Yeah.
Like I said, now you can see boob anywhere you want, anytime you want. You can just pick up your phone and go, hey, you can see all the tits you want. You can see all the bush you want. You can see all the vagina you want.
Yeah.
You can see all kinds of people sticking stuff up their ass. You can see anything you want. People having sex with dogs.
I remember me and my friends would fucking, for the summer, we'd stay up to watch fucking Friday the 13th Part 2. Because we knew that we were, oh man, that chick, she's fucking, she's in such good shape, all those muscles and shit. And she's going to get out in the fucking water and take her clothes off. And I saw her recently. Me and Jen watched that just a few months back. And girl fucking takes her clothes off, goes out in the water. Yeah. She doesn't get killed, though. She comes back, if I remember correct. She doesn't get killed out in the water, does she?
No.
But for the time, she was like a real like a fitness chick. Now she wouldn't even be noticed as a fitness woman, a fitness girl, compared to what's on Instagram nowadays with these muscle girls. But in those days, she probably like was this fucking swimmer or something, You guys who've seen fucking Friday the 13th Part 2 know what I'm talking about. That in that particular movie, that was the first time you see Jason as an adult. He's got a bag on his head.
In the second one, yeah.
The second one. He doesn't have a fucking
He didn't have the hockey mask until the third one.
That's the third one. In the second one, he was. We thought it was creepier.
Like the Phantom.
Because we hadn't seen the hockey mask yet.
I think it's creepier, too.
Yeah, it's creepier. He just had a bag with a hole.
Like I said, it's like the Phantom Killer who was a real guy. Yeah. And he also had a burlap sack on.
Yeah, and he was living out in the woods in a shack.
Back in the 40s or whenever that was.
There wasn't any of this shit where he's like an undead zombie or anything. No, he was just
He was just a big guy.
Mentally retarded kid.
Yeah, later they had to keep justifying like how
this guy
he's still around.
He was just a mentally retarded kid living out in the woods. That chick was trying to fucking trick him in the end. He put his mom's sweaters on, and he still had the mom's head. Oh yeah, we were like, oh, that's fucking awesome. That was wild.
I still submit that Amy Steele is the best final.
Yeah, when 3 came out,
awesome.
When 3 came out, we watched it, but we watched it tongue in cheek.
Mm-hmm.
Because at that point we're like, we know that bitch got killed. You know what I mean? How could he still be alive?
Well, the cool thing about horror and sci-fi and fantasy to pretty much the same extent is that you're willing to suspend your disbelief. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just like, I'm going to just pretend that the real world doesn't exist, and I'm just going to get wrapped up in this story, and just like whatever you want to show me is fine. I'm not going to think about it.
And when 4 came out, I think it had Corey Feldman in it. It was.
Wait, I think that was the...
Or was that 5th? They tried to like reboot it to make it like when at the end that the kid is the new Jason. We're getting all kinds of super chats.
I know. Stu sent us all kinds of super chats.
Okay, what's up?
He said, the scene with the chainsaw up the guy's ass. That was my very favorite. It was so good.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole movie was good, but that was my favorite. I just laughed and laughed and laughed. We saw that in the theater. He just says his favorite scene in Terrifier 3 is the end scene. Which
end scene?
Do I even remember?
What
happened at the very end?
I don't remember.
Isn't that weird? We just saw it like not that long ago. They have it. There's another one coming out next year. When did I see that? There is another one coming out, but because this one ended on a huge cliffhanger. You know what I mean?
First time we saw Terrifier, I think we got it pay-per-view. Through it on a smart television at my old house.
We watched the first one.
I thought it was pay-per-view.
And then I went back and watched, because Art the Clown was actually introduced not in the first Terrifier movie, but he was introduced in an anthology film called All Hallows Eve, which came out in 2013 or 2015 or something like that. And I watched that like several Halloweens ago because it was on Tubi. And then he people responded to that character so much that he got his own franchise.
When we first saw Terrifier, I liked it. But you know what? That's not the fucking killer clown movie that stuck with me. The one that drew me in and stuck me was one called Clown. Remember, the spelling was different. And it was where you put on this, was it a costume or a mask? And it took you over. And it was some Nordic fucking monster.
Yeah.
And it would change you into this monster that looked like a damn clown, and it did all kinds of weird shit.
That movie was fucking great.
That was
movie is just
better
called
than Terrifier.
Clown.
But the way it's spelled.
No, it's spelled the same.
I thought it had a V in it.
But no. In the movie, in the lore of the movie, they say it's not a clown. It's actually a demon called a cloyne or something like that. It's spelled different but the title of it is just clown.
Okay, yeah, that one was better than Terrifier.
And that one is.
The dude put the shit on, put a nose on, and then did he put a fake nose on? He couldn't get it off of him.
The whole premise of the story was that this guy who was I think he was a real estate agent, and he was like just a regular, like, dad type of dude. You know what I mean? And his son was real into clowns, and they had hired a birthday clown for his birthday party, and the dude couldn't show up, and he finds a clown costume in one of the properties that he's showing, and so he's like, well, I'll just be the clown, because it's last minute. And as it happens, the suit that he puts on is actually kind of like the skin and hair of this demon, essentially, and so, like, he can't get it off. And then he starts eating everything in the house, and then he starts eating children. It's pretty awesome. It's kind of I think, when did it come out? It's probably like 10 years old at this point.
Yeah.
2015, 2016, something like that. I wrote about it on my blog a while ago.
Yeah, the clown, that movie is better than any of the Terrifier movies. Even though I enjoyed the Terrifier movies. If you like those, see Clown. It's like 2014.
I will say
it's better.
There's too many killer clown movies.
Yeah.
And the fact that the guy that made Terrifier was able to take Art the Clown and make him like pretty much like a horror icon like overnight, it seemed like, is a pretty tall order. But I will say, in Art the Clown's defense, that he's not a classic clown. I love that he doesn't talk. I love that he's kind of more like a vaudevillian, like silent movie kind of thing, like with the physicality and everything. You don't see that too much. But yeah, I thought that was like a really good take on it. So to have a killer clown like stand out like that and become just like an icon, because the only other killer clown that's an icon is obviously Pennywise.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm not saying that Art the Clown is a bad character. He's a great character. He drives that entire series. They got that right. But that other movie, the one that there wasn't a sequel to, Clown.
Yeah.
The concept.
I liked that a lot.
And the way that movie was actually kind of a better concept. It wasn't as... Art the Clown is a great character. Okay? So I can understand why that can drive a whole series. But just from Clown, what drove that series is that the clown was basically kind of like a parasite.
Yeah.
That you came in contact with. And it's over time transformed you into a killer clown.
Yeah.
And you would try to cut the damn thing, the clown nose off, and you couldn't. It would just continue to fucking, you couldn't, and you would, and it would have all these fucking weird black and white diamonds. Your fucking clothes would change. And
yeah,
you
it was
were
like
this
Scam.
fucking, you would turn into this fucking monster. That was a great concept. They could have kept that shit going. But the market didn't pick up on it, evidently. They picked up more on a more simple comp. Sometimes simple is better when it comes to the market.
Do you know how that, you want to hear the funny thing about how, I can't remember the two guys that made it, but how it got made was that they actually made like a trailer for a movie called Clown that they hadn't actually made. And on the trailer, they put directed by Eli Roth or produced by Eli Roth or something like that. And it kind of went viral, and the actual Eli Roth like saw it, and he was like, "Oh, I see what you did." Like he thought it was kind of funny that they had the balls to like put his name on something.
Yeah.
And so he's like, "Tell you what, if you make that movie, I will produce it." So they did.
Okay, yeah.
So I thought that was kind of funny.
We got 2 super chats.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Stu. Damian Leone Mimi vibe. I love that. And Terrifier 4. Yeah.
What?
I mean, all the I just really like that the Terrifier movies.
Oh, one's bee's nest.
Like I said, they're pretty much the definition of independent film. And the fact that they just came out with these like super gory, violent slasher movies, and they're just like killing it at the fucking box office. Like everybody goes and sees that shit. That's like pretty awesome. So, fucking mad props, as they used to say back in the day. Grampter says there was an old theater in Lincoln Park called the Park Theater that showed porn movies and had peep shows with live women. Well, I hope they weren't live like peep shows with dead women. That would be a little creepy. A frequent haunt of 17-year-old Graham, Pat Eelherm, maybe Tom knows who that is, et al. Back in the day. So you guys were going when you were 17 to like the porn theater. Man, we had a fucking... I never went to it because I'm a girl. But in Daytona, there was one called... What the fuck was the name of that place? It was way down where all... I mean, as usual, it was way down where all the hookers hung out. And it was actually... I saw it a lot because I used to go to Judy's Jazzy Boutique, which was right next to it, that had all the really cool-ass clothes and stuff. Like, they had goth clothes and hippie clothes and fetish shit, and you could buy all kind of sex toys in there and shit like that. It was this really cool-ass store. And it was run by this really crazy old lady and her daughter, and they were super awesome. You know what I mean? Judy was the daughter. The mom's name was Norma, I think. It's been a while. But I used to go in there just to hang out sometimes. Jen from the Genitorturers used to hang out in there. They were good friends with her, and she used to get all her clothes in there. So I used to go there sometimes, and it was right next to what used to be the porn theater. And I can't remember the name of it. It had one of those classic like signs out front that had the squares up the... Shit, man. What was the name of that? We used to make jokes about it all the time, but I never did go in there. I don't know. I just never... I never thought about it. I probably would nowadays, but... You know. There's still places like that around because if you guys watch Dan Bell's channel... Like, he has some... Every now and then he'll put up a video where he goes to one of those, like, real seedy... like, adult bookstore type places that have, like, the back rooms where you can, like, watch porn and jerk off. Or fuck in there. And,
adult theaters.
Like, that, yeah. Well, like, yeah, or adult superstore, whatever the fuck they call them. And, man, without exception, they're just always, like, look sketchy and dirty as fuck.
Yeah, and it's...
As you would probably not be surprised.
They tend to be, like, gay-oriented.
Well, yeah, I mean...
Yeah, and old generation. We're not talking about young. 60s.
Some people, I think some younger people do go there to film content.
Yeah.
Like, you know, because they're like, ooh,
make porn movies there.
Yeah, like, you know, because you can do glory hole shit and stuff like that. But yeah, I think it's mostly kind of like an older dude kink. It's just kind of they're going out the house and meeting people. But I don't know. Most of the places he goes to, like, I'm like, I'd be afraid to touch any of the surfaces. You know what I'm saying? It looks like nobody cleans it ever. Pretty fucking nasty. Beesna says, about a year or two ago, I finally seen Debbie Does Dallas. That chick was so obviously tweaked the hell out. I think a lot of them were back in the day. To be honest, I know that, I mean, the 70s was kind of like, that was when porn went mainstream the first time. Like, they were actually, like, showing it in theaters, and, like, couples would go, and it was almost kind of, like, cool, you know, to go, we're going to go see a porn movie, you know what I mean? And they were making all this money and stuff. But watching them now, you know, I don't know. Like, even me, who, I'm not a huge, you know, I like some porn and stuff like that, but even for me, like, those movies are, one, everybody looks kind of scuzzy, and two, it takes too fucking long to get it. It's like, I don't need all this, and I like context, I like story and everything like that, but, you know, a lot of them can't act and shit like that. So I'm like, this is just painful for all involved. Just get to the fucking, you know what I mean? So, if it'd be different if it was a movie with actual real actors in it, and then there was a lead up and then they fucked. That'd be like a lot hotter. But in the 70s movies, they were trying to make an actual movie with people that couldn't actually act, you know? So it's not really the same. So then you're just watching them try to act and you're just like, stop it. Just have sex already. That's what you got paid for, you know what I mean? It's terrible. Beesnut says Tracy Lords is my fave.
Well, she was underage though.
She was.
You couldn't tell by looking at her. I was from that time too. She looked like just any other chick in her 25-year-old. That's why she got away with it.
Yeah, she got away with it for a long time. They didn't find out until
only one of her movies is legal, and it was like the last one that she did because she was over 18 when she did. I think it was called think it was called Tracy, I Love You.
Yeah, or that one's
like that one's legal. The rest of them, they're still out there, but they're not popular with the dudes that are like the pedo crowd because she doesn't look young. She looks like she's 25. You know, that's how she got away with it.
Well, yeah, and it's kind of creepy too because it does seem like well, I guess even nowadays
they didn't know.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say that I remember. Because remember Wang did a video about all those fucking websites back in the 90s and 2000s with, like, the underage actresses, like, what's her name that played Hermione in the, Harry Potter movies?
Oh, they're doing countdowns.
And the Olsen twins and stuff. Yeah. And has, like, countdown to 18 and all this other kind of stuff. I'm like, that is gross as fuck.
That's weird.
So it's like, that's still going on, apparently. And it's like, you're putting it on the internet where everyone can see it. So evidently you're not embarrassed about it, as you probably should be.
That might have only been one or two dudes, though, you know.
I don't know. There was a lot of people looking at it, like it got a lot of traffic. Although a lot of traffic might have been just like, look at this gross ass shit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You can't tell.
You can't really tell.
That was the old classic internet, 90s internet.
That's like fucking nasty.
But
it wouldn't surprise me if it was still. I'm sure it's still going on though.
I loved 90s internet though, because it was just like the Wild West. You never could tell what you were going to see, and you didn't know if it was real or not. A lot of the shit was fake. Dudes fucking trolling each other and stuff.
Class says, I'm still a bit sad about the fact you haven't seen Tony, the English movie, not the American. We will eventually see it, I promise. I've written it down like several times.
Who is that said that?
Klaus.
Klaus? All right.
Remember he was saying...
What's it called?
It's called Tony. Because remember we had this whole thing where he was saying Portrait of a Serial Killer, and I was like, do you mean Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer? And he's like, no, not the American movie. This is a British movie. But it's also about a serial killer. Yeah, the thing about Tracy Lords is that she was actually one of the very few that made a successful transition out of porn. And I'm going to say probably John Waters was a big factor in that because, you know, he put her in, well, not mainstream movies because John Waters movies aren't mainstream, but he put her in like legit non-porn movies.
She was in Blade 1.
And she got work after that, you know what I mean?
It didn't last though. She didn't.
She didn't like become a megastar. Yeah, but she was like a decent actress.
I don't think she made a living off of that though. I mean, she ended up marrying a bartender. Just, you know what I mean, who you know was into her. I actually saw an interview with the guy. He didn't know who she was. He was just like smitten with some chick. And turns out that was Tracy Lords. But that's her stage name. That's not who she actually is. I don't remember what her real name is. That particular chick, Tracy, that's the name she's gonna call herself. She was cute. She could act. She didn't act in the movie, in the porn movies, but she could act outside.
She was great in Crybaby.
Yeah. And I think the reason why she made a good transition, well, one, she had name recognition. So there was some, you're not selling, in Hollywood, you're not selling steak, you're selling sizzle. Okay? That name, Tracy Lords, was like, what? Her? It had a fucking, like a taboo reaction to it. Because, you know, she nearly got the entire porn industry, the old LA porn industry fucking locked up.
In trouble, yeah.
She got, so she was kind of taboo.
Because she lied about her age and they didn't check.
They didn't check.
I mean, it was to their benefit.
You see videos of her from the time. I mean, fucking, I saw all those videos before she got busted. Nobody fucking ever suspected. She does not look underage. She looks like she's.
That's true.
She looks like she's 25. She got big boobs and hips, and and she was cute. But I think one of the main reasons why she was able to do a bunch of movies is that she was real nice. She was nice and real funny. Everybody liked her. There wasn't anything, it wasn't any. She wasn't like what I'm going to try to say. She wasn't fucking skeevy.
She wasn't hard to work with.
No, everybody liked her. She was nice. She was making porn, professional porn, while she was in high school.
Yeah. And
people didn't make the connection. And because she came from a poor family, and she wanted to have nice clothes and wanted to, have cars. And she went and got that job, and they started putting her in movies. And she evidently didn't have a super bad drug habit. She said she was snorting coke and partying.
Yeah, kind of everybody was back then.
Everybody was doing that back then. She wasn't like a heroin addict or anything.
Yeah.
You know, fucking wasn't. You know, like where she's got fucking a pimp and everything. You know, some of them did.
Well, yeah, like I said, that was pretty common.
Yeah, she was just she was in high school.
She was able to kind of steer around a lot of the pitfalls.
Yeah, and I think Duran knew about her. I think the song "Girls on Film" had a lot to do with Tracy Lords because she was
maybe
when that was going on, when that song came out, when they would have written that, she would have been like in the top 5 performers at that time. So they probably knew her. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I mean, she did get around.
Evidently,
she was quite famous.
Evidently, fucking Duran was big into coke and porn stars and hookers and shit.
Well,
They were party dudes.
Yeah, that was kind of like their whole.
Yeah.
That was like their whole thing.
Yeah. Fucking the club that they came from in London, you know, fucking a lot of the punk rock girls and new wave girls were like on the side dominatrix and escorts.
They actually didn't come from London. They came from Birmingham.
Yeah, but the club that they came from was in the one they were working in was in London, I believe, wasn't it?
They started out as the house band at the Rum Runner, which I believe was in Birmingham.
Okay.
They were kind of part of that whole new romantic thing, and I think they knew Steve Strange.
That was an offshoot of the punk rock scene, though.
It was kind of like, it was weird because the new romantic thing is affiliated with punk. It was almost like a backlash against punk because punk was just like, we have no style, like, you know, all of our...
Well, goth was a backlash.
Yeah, like all of our clothes are old and like held together with safety pins and we're all broke and poor and crusty and everything like that. Whereas like the goths and the new romantics were more like, no, we want to look pretty but kind of fucked up too. Like at the same time.
Was a mixture of a punk rocker and the new romantics.
Well, and then you had the death rockers, which was kind of 50% punk and 50% goth.
Yeah. You know, fucking, you know, I think, you know, we have CB here. He's from the UK. We may have other listeners, you know, but there's a lot of people that don't really know the history. Punk rock probably came from the United States. I think you could. It was probably started with the Ramones.
I mean, I kind of feel like the whole CBGB...
Probably New York, really.
New York scene. And honestly, if you want to go before that, we had the Stooges, who were from Detroit. You know, Velvet Underground.
For a while,
Velvet Underground, who were from New York City.
Yeah.
So...
England put a different spin on it. They were in a bad socioeconomic time. They were basically in a depression. And fucking... they were having garbage strikes and all kinds of shit happening. And the kids felt that there was no future and that England was fucking dreaming, literally, and that it was going to fucking suck. And there was a little group of kids that ended up calling themselves the Sex Pistols that had a band, and they had Malcolm McLaren behind them, he was the guy who owned a fucking clothing shop and a fucking sex shop, really. And he was a good talent scout, and he fucking backed them. I have been compared to Orlando's version of Malcolm McLaren. I remember we went to that club, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I heard about you. You're like the local version of Malcolm McLaren." Remember that one?
Yeah, you are kind of like that.
Yeah, fucking, because you know we promote and back shit that ends up making it. You know, at least in this area. But it was funny. I had a restaurant owner called me that. But the fucking Sex Pistols, which were a pretty good band, but it was not fucking earth-shattering musically. It was basic rock and roll.
Well, yeah, I mean...
with fucking shitty lyrics. Shitty singing that worked with fucking great lyrics. Fucking John Lydon, also known as Johnny Rotten, actually could write some fantastic lyrics for a 17-year-old boy. Very good. And then you had Johnny Rotten. He had Sid Vicious, who was this dude who could not play bass.
Nope. He couldn't do much of anything, heroin. Really.
He was cute as hell for the time. He was very cute. He was very cute, good-looking guy. Didn't fucking bathe. And he had an American girlfriend that dressed him up in black leather and
who was from the New York scene.
Who was from New York scene
and dressed him.
Right. And from Sid Vicious's look.
Then he stabbed her later.
Right. Right. From Sid Vicious's look, which the punk rockers didn't like. John Lydon didn't like it. He was actually, I could say John Lydon's probably the father of fucking punk rock. John Lydon did not like the way Nancy was fucking dressing fucking Sid. He said that shit, she was pale and all that black leather with the fucking, all that goth. He looked gothic. And so goth actually, I think the look came from Sid Vicious, from Sid Vicious.
Kind of.
And Nancy Explosion.
Yeah.
I think that's where that look came.
And from Susie, obviously.
Susie
who
picked
was a bit younger.
Susie was a little bit younger. She saw that and goes, yeah.
She was like one of the Sex Pistols groupies.
Right. And who was even younger than that in that scene was William Broad, also known as Billy Idol. Yeah. He was the little boy of that scene.
Yeah, he was a kid.
They didn't realize that he would be famous. They were like, he made it. Susie was like, I can't believe that kid made it. Because he was just like some little boy who was getting hand jobs by 16-year-old girls. And yeah, he was a little boy.
Yeah.
Getting hand jobs by 16-year-old little punk rocker girls. He was like 13, 14. In the back behind the clubs. You know? It was just another time. It would never happen again. And it happened in England. But it was kind of American inspired. So that's why I'm saying that it was an Anglo-American thing.
I was going to say that the Ramones... technically the Ramones music, which is very, I would call that punk rock.
It's punk rock.
It's rockabilly speeded up.
Yeah,
is all it is.
Yeah,
it's not super complicated. It's very simple. It's pretty much the same structure as kind of rockabilly music from the 50s, which they really liked. They also like kind of girl group, kind of doo-wop sort of music from that time. And so they just took that and like grunged it up and speeded it up.
That's kind of what British punk rock was, though.
Yeah, that's all they did.
50s rock and roll speeded up. So
yeah.
The difference was that the Ramones had a lot of 70s in them. They had long hair, real tight jeans that were ripped up, but the British wore those also, and then leather biker jackets. And they didn't have motorcycles, so those guys didn't ride motorcycles, but which is kind of funny because the poser out of this whole fucking group would have been Billy Idol at that time.
And I think he got called out for that.
Yeah, they were always calling him out being a poser, but he ended up being a fucking awesome American biker. He had all kinds of cool motorcycles and wrecked them, and he was big into Harleys and fucking KZ750s. So he ended up actually being a rider. And a lot of guys my age here in the United States fucking recognize Billy Idol as that. Yeah, he's a biker. He became a biker. More so than Lemmy Kilmister from Motorhead. Those guys had a biker image. Those motherfuckers couldn't ride motorcycles. They dressed like they could. They sang like they could, but no. Fuck no. If you wanted to say who's a real biker out of all of them, would have been Billy Idol. But he was more like a punk rocker. But
Gramther says the mods rode the motorcycles. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the mods rode scooters.
That was a different. Yeah, I mean,
there were mods and rockers. Rockers rode fucking British sport bikes, which were like BSAs and Triumphs and Triumph Bonnevilles and Nortons. Those guys could actually, and that's that's kind of what Fonzie rode. Fonzie rode fucking Triumph, But Billy Idol rode Harleys later on. But when he first appears in the White Wedding video, he's riding a Kawasaki KZ750, and he's in sport bike gear, which that was appropriate for the time. That was a hot bike for the time. But getting back to what I was saying, it's funny how they call poser on one another. They were all kind of posers in a certain way, but they were also all legitimate. They were just people of a different time under different influences. Punk rock, I would say, as we know it, was packaged by the Sex Pistols and things that came from that. But that was American inspired.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure it originated with the Ramones and probably like the Stooges and Velvet Underground.
Yeah. I would think so too.
I mean, Stooges and Velvet Underground. And the MC5, who were also from Detroit. That was like late 60s.
Velvet Underground almost was goth, though.
Yeah, Velvet Underground was very proto-goth.
Yeah, proto-goth.
They had that drone thing going on.
But when
they sounded very different.
But when it came to the look of goth, that would have been Sid Vicious and Nancy Splungen. They kind of packaged that. It grew from that. And that's what fucking Susie and a lot of the girls and Lady Death. If you look at not Lady Death, what was her name? Death. That one fucking
yeah.
If you look at her, that's a female. That's what Sid Vicious would have wore if he was a girl. Black tank top, leather pants, fucking hair, spiky hair. That's Sid Vicious. And, She was a cartoon, but that was a goth icon. Girls wanted to look like that.
Hyde says, was Tracy Lords in Sid and Nancy? I don't think so. No. However, Courtney Love was.
Yeah.
Very, very early before she got famous, obviously. CB said Johnny Rotten got banned by the BBC for exposing Jimmy Savile.
Yeah, he knew.
Yeah,
no, it wasn't Johnny Rotten.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, yeah,
it was.
Yeah, that's right. It wasn't. I thought he said Sid Vicious. It was Johnny Rotten.
No,
yeah,
Sid
he
Vicious.
goes. He knew all about it. He says, I know what you're doing.
Well, everybody kind of knew about it.
Yeah,
he was calling. Nobody would say anything about it.
But he was saying it.
Yeah, and you were.
I've watched that fucking show over the years many times, and watched fucking the Sex Pistols. And Susie was up there on the stage through that damn talk show. And as dumb as those kids were, they were right about a lot of the shit that they said, man. Fucking, and I would think that British society of that time, that must have been around 76, probably. Maybe, I think it was 76, 77, maybe, 78, around that time. I think that was happening in a time, long time before social media, and people at home watching television weren't used to being told the truth. Especially if it's coming out of the mouths of these fucking snot-nosed fucking street kids. but yeah, fucking John called it. He's right. Even though John, annoying as fuck. Annoying, won't shut the fuck up. But I gotta say that fucking John, in many ways, is a genius. And a British classic. He's American citizen now, but that dude was just a British classic. And a lot of the idiosyncrasies of Leiden came from, if you ask me, head injury. He said his brain swelled up when he was a kid, and he never felt the same after that. He says when he was in the council estates, it's like their version of the hoods, the projects. The rats were pissing on his clothes and shit, and his brain swelled up from what's the name of that disease that he had?
I don't really remember.
And he was in a fever, and when he came out, he saw things differently. And I was just like, yeah, it's because you have a brain your brain's fucking swelled up. You had a brain injury, and I think it removed his fucking inhibitions quite a bit. And I think it also gave him a different perception of things. He can probably, but psychics would call it true sight. And I think it's because he had a head injury. It's kind of like rebooting, a hard reboot on a computer. He's seeing things with fresh eyes, and he realized that, man, we're being lied to a lot. And thus was born Johnny Rotten as you know him. Which, and he was a young kid, man. It's just funny how young they were when you look at him. Photos of them, you go, man, that's a little kid. But they were great. They were great. And in typical British fashion, they threw the kids away. They threw them away early after a few years. It's like they get bored of them. And America picks them up and turns them into puts money behind them and turns them into a product. John Lydon ended up fucking creating Public Image Limited, or PIL. Great band. It was musically much better than the Sex Pistols. Fucking, I had many of their albums. And it was a lot more musically interesting, too. Steve Vai played with them. Man. It makes you wonder what would have happened to Sid Vicious. Maybe not much. I don't think there was much to him. But fashion-wise, fucking Sid had it right.
Granther says, then Punk went to L.A., Black Flag, Circle Jerks, etc. Yeah, and the thing about L.A. was that they had a whole... Well, you also had the hardcore scene in D.C., which was largely centered around Minor Threat.
Yeah.
You also had a big death rock scene in L.A., 45 Brave, Christian Death.
Christian Death, yeah.
TSOL, who were kind of like a little bit of a crossover, but they kind of get lumped in with both camps. Yeah, like all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So... we had a bunch of shit going on here as well. But I've always been a big fan of, I don't know, man, like I like a lot of British punk. I like a lot of the American punk, like a lot of the American hardcore. I really like Minor Threat. like Fugazi, I like Fugazi as well. That was the band that Ian MacKaye was in after Minor Threat. I like Minor Threat better, but you know, I liked a lot of. I really like Black Flag, TSOL pretty good, and I was really into like the LA death rock kind of stuff too, like Christian Death and 45 Grieve and all that. Like I like all that as well. I tend to prefer the British stuff, but I don't know, not always. I mean, we had our own shit going on here too. Honestly, I even really like the kind of Minneapolis punk alternative stuff they had going on, like Husker Du and all, and even the Replacements and stuff. Like I even like all that. So, you know, there's good shit coming from everywhere. We were just talking about it earlier because Tom was listening to like an 80s playlist. It had some B-52s and REM and stuff. And he didn't realize until I told him like a couple months ago that, and I think I just mentioned it in passing, that I was like, well, you know, REM and the B-52s, they're from the same scene. They're from Athens, Georgia. Like, they hung out together, and they did some songs together, like, later on. And he didn't realize that the B-52s were Southern. Like, yeah, they're from Athens, Georgia, just like REM. Like, they hung out.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't know that.
They don't
Well, like I
sound
said,
Southern,
Fred Schneider from the B-52s knows John Gardner,
a friend of ours,
who owned iBar and DJs at Barbarella.
Yeah.
And every time the B-52s were in town, back in the 90s and 2000s, Fred Schneider would come to iBar.
Yeah.
So we used to see him just, like, walking around, like, in the bar sometimes. Because he would come and see John because I was friends with it.
And REM
He'd be like, hey, there's Fred.
REM is Southern, too.
Yeah. Well, like I said, they sound more Southern to me. The B-52s kind of had their own, like, retro kind of thing going on, so they weren't as identifiable as Southern, I guess. But yeah, they're from the same scene, those two bands. I always kind of liked REM. Like, they got huge later on.
Yeah.
But I like a lot of their really old shit. Like, what was that one album they did? Murmur was really good.
I really liked Tears for Fears from that era, too.
I did as well. I didn't like them as much
at the time.
Yeah,
but now I go back and
in hindsight, I'm like, man, they were a really good band. I guess because back then they were like ubiquitous.
They were everywhere on the radio.
You couldn't escape them. Yeah. But
you go back and listen to that and you're like, oh shit.
But if you haven't heard it in a while and you go back and listen, you're like, man, that's a goddamn good song. You know what I mean? And I have a thing too I have a bunch of this on my Spotify.
Where was Tears for Fears from?
Well, they're British, but I don't remember what city they're from. Specifically, like I feel like I knew at some point, but
they're really good. Yeah,
don't remember anymore. I used to know what cities they were all from because I'm a dork like that, but them I don't remember. Like some of the ones that I'm like way more into, like Echo and the Bunnymen. I remember they're from Liverpool.
Klaus was talking about Giallo.
Oh shit!
When I was hanging out in Boston, I was good friends with a dude named Tyrone, but he was only white guy I ever knew. His name was Tyrone. We called him Ty. And Ty was a friend not only with Gigi Allen, but he was also friends with the Dead Boys. And he was a guitar player. And he was in a couple of other bands from that era, but I don't remember what they were. It was long. I didn't really know him for that. He was just a drinking buddy at the Rathskeller, which was like a punk rock bar I used to hang out with. It's gone now. But that was out on Kenmore Square, out in fucking Boston, near the near where the Boston Red Sox used to play. I don't remember the name of what square that was. But they had Venus de Milo and fucking a couple of other big club venues that I used to go to down there. That was kind of the mainstream shit, though. But yeah, fucking talking about Gigi Allen. I was good friends with a dude that was a friend with Gigi Allen. He was dead during that time. He had died.
Yeah, he didn't live too long.
Yeah, and Ty said that Gigi was really good before he started fucking up. He would just do outrageous shit to stop the show because he got attention for it.
Yeah.
And he didn't actually have to perform.
He didn't have to do anything.
He would just go and fucking shit in a cup and throw it on people and he'd get arrested.
Like, fucking,
yeah, or
oh man, I was at this fucking.
Yeah, he said that fucking Gigi was fucking nuts. Gigi on one time pulled his dick out on a stage like that and fucking wagged it at the crowd and put it back in his pants. And some dude who was like a fan of his jumped up on the stage and he pulled his dick out and was wagging it at him. And fucking Gigi fucking dove at him and got on his knees and fucking put it in his mouth. And it ended the fucking show. All right, that's it. And
they're like, come on, I want to see how this plays out.
Yeah. And he wasn't gay. It's just that Gigi wasn't gay. It's just that he was like a crash test dummy. He was like one of those crash test dummies. He would do anything.
We know a guy like that.
To get a fucking attention. And he would try to get the show stopped by management. And he tried it. And if the show got stopped, they would pick it up in the local newspaper. And it would go national. And he'd end up on Jerry Springer. Or not Jerry Springer, what was it? Geraldo. He ended up on Geraldo for the stupid shit he was doing. So he was getting national attention for not doing shows.
Yeah.
He didn't even do the show.
No talent required.
No talent required. No work required. He'd just sit back and he would fuck up his own fucking concerts.
And there's a certain kind of person, and that's not saying that they don't have talent to start with. It's just that they realize that it's like, well, I don't even have to have talent, so why do all the work of like writing songs and shit like that when I can just shit in my hand and throw it on everybody?
Yeah.
And everybody will talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, if I just played regular-ass songs and shit like that, nobody would give a crap.
Then I'd have to work.
Which is kind of a sad...
Right.
Kind of a sad indictment of society, I guess.
Yeah. But what Ty told me about Gigi, he's like, man, we'd be in there drinking in the Rathskeller, and he'd be like, it was a shame, man, because he was great when he was actually working.
Yeah.
And then he went down that way. And he told me a bunch of stuff about the Dead Boys. He was friends with the Dead Boys. But I don't remember much what he talked about. You know, it was a long time ago.
Didn't Stiv Bators get hit by a fucking car and die? Because I remember feeling like that was like so random.
Ty was in the old American punk rock scene. He was older than me by 15 years, probably. And this was back in the 90s. Mid-90s. He's probably still alive, though. And like some of his friends also were in weird bands and knew the New York Dolls. You know, they're like friends with the New York Dolls. Great band. And stuff. And they were, but it's been so long. It's just funny, like, you know, I knew a lot of these dudes, and at the time I didn't realize who they were.
Yeah.
But, you know, look back on it, oh, yeah. Like,
well, some of them are kind of more famous in hindsight.
Yeah.
than they were at the time.
Yeah, like Paul Bearer from Sheer Terror was trying to kill me, and all his friends were trying to kill me. He was from a hardcore band, like a hardcore punk band. It was because I was fucking his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Lisa. Yeah. I didn't really know who they were, but then they all were fucking looking for me. That's why I had.
They might still be looking for you.
They probably no. Lisa's remarried. Lisa's married. Lisa was this really cute hairdresser, like a punk rock type hairdresser chick that I fell in with at the Rathskeller. And because of all that shit came up, I had to fucking leave the Rathskeller, and I ended up in the goth scene. I could only go to
because you were afraid you were going to get killed for fucking.
Yeah, there was like a fucking hundred of them.
Now you said that you did not know that she had a boyfriend at the time.
At the time, I first started messing with her.
I mean, she probably should have said, but she didn't say.
At the time, I didn't give a shit.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't sure. Then once I started, I was like, oh wait, yeah, she was living with him.
Oh, okay. Oh shit. Okay.
I found that out like on the second day.
Oh, okay.
All right.
And then like, all right, I'm still going ahead with
this.
It
didn't matter. Yeah,
I'm still going ahead.
Then I was like 24, 25. I didn't give a shit.
They're like, oh well.
And then, yeah.
That's on their watch. That's nothing to do with me.
So then I was hanging out at Man Ray from there on, because those fucking skinhead, they were skinheads. They were hardcore skinheads.
Oh Lord. We had some of those.
Some of them were white power skinheads.
Oh yeah, I knew some of those too. There was a big, weirdly, I don't know if there's, I don't think there still are, but back in the 80s and 90s, there was a big contingent of them in DeLand, which is the city which is about halfway between Daytona, where I grew up, in Orlando. Yeah. And there was a whole bunch of them there. And anytime there was a punk show in either Orlando or Daytona, or DeLand, you would have these assholes show up, and they would get their ass kicked every single time. Like all the other punks would kick their asses. Yeah. But they always kept showing up. Maybe they were masochists.
Well, the dudes that were trying to kill me back in those days were white power skinheads from fucking Boston. They were hooked in with fucking Paul Bearer and Sheer Terror. They were also, in a way, related to the dudes that were involved with the Boss Stones. You know, the Mighty
Boss Stones?
Yeah, those guys.
I love the Mighty
Not that band though, but they're fans.
But the fans, okay.
They're fans. They were like cults.
Yeah.
And they were all kind of intermingled. And because the Bosstones don't know me, I never met them, but their fans were fucking trying to kill me.
They all heard about you.
Yeah, they fucking heard about.
This dude fucked my girlfriend.
Fucking there was a Sheer Terror song about Lisa that I'm in that song.
Yeah.
Because he started once he.
Yeah, I remember you said that later, and
Yeah.
people were trying to find it.
Yeah, I'm in that song. But the song was about Lisa, but he mentions me in it.
Like, yeah, that motherfucker.
Yeah, so I couldn't go to the Rathskeller anymore. And the Sex Pistols played at the Rathskeller back in the fucking 70s.
I was gonna say when we were talking about Tom never met Gigi Allen. You never met Gigi.
No,
Allen,
I never met him.
But I will say that like a year or two back, our friend Scotty, who like I said, we've mentioned him before on the show many times. He's our age but looks kind of older, and he looks like a normie, but he has been into the shit for a long time, known forever. And I come into the club, and he's wearing a t-shirt, like a white t-shirt that had kind of, remember those iron-on letters, like from the 80s, you use the iron-on? And there was brown letters on it, and it said, Gigi Allen shit on me.
Yeah.
And I saw him come across the bar with that shirt, and I just laughed and laughed and laughed.
Yeah, I know his friends.
And I was just like, oh my God. Yeah. And I was like, did he really? And he was like, yeah, he really did. Like, I saw him at a show, like, whatever year it was, and he's like, yeah, he really did shit on me. I was like, okay. I just thought it was so funny that he fucking wore that shirt. I just laughed my ass off.
I saw with that shirt, and I go, I'm friends with his friends. I know, I'm friends with his friends.
I was like, you should make those and, like, sell them.
Yeah.
Because it looked like he had made it, like, because like I said, they were just iron-on, like, brown iron-on letters. Yeah. In Cooper Black or whatever that font is that all their shirts were in like the 70s or 80s. I'm pretty sure it's Cooper Black.
Yeah, but that's a good story though. One of the reasons why I ended up in the goth scene back in the fucking 90s is because I couldn't go to the fucking Rathskeller anymore.
Because you'd get your butt kicked.
And I had too many dudes trying to kill me. Yeah. So I would go to Man Ray. That was on fucking. I think it was fucking Fent. What was the name of that stop? It was still in Boston. I remember what T stop it was. Kenmore? No, it wasn't Kenmore. I don't remember what it was.
Isn't that a refrigerator?
Yeah. All that shit in Boston sounds like that.
It all sounds like
some kind of refrigerator line, some British bullshit.
This is the Whirlpool stop.
Yeah. I could go there, and I know those bitches wouldn't show up because that was a goth scene. And they wouldn't show up because they had gay people in there. Oh, no. They were going to say, oh, it's a gay bar. It wasn't a gay bar. It's just that you had some gay people in there. But that was the mentality of those dudes.
Yeah, the weird thing is that, I mean, where I grew up in a pretty rednecky area.
Yeah.
So all the weirdos, punks, goths, just alternative people, we all kind of hung out together because there wasn't that many of us.
Yeah.
And we all kind
of
go to the same kind of places. But in bigger cities, I guess there was more separation between the scenes. Like where I grew up, there really wasn't because you didn't really have much choice. It was just kind of like normies and weirdos, and all the weirdos kind of hung out together. You know what I mean? Because you had to.
In the 90s, the goth scene was the ultimate of weirdos, but it was also all the ultimate of fucking cool people. It was the goth and fetish scene mixed together. So that's where all your strippers were, and you're like, the local strippers. Those girls were all in the goth scene. That's why I was saying that I was dating a lot of strippers during that time. Not all the strippers were gothic, but every strip club had gothic strippers in it, and they were going to the club.
And I think that the reason a lot of strippers gravitated to the scene, especially at that time,
nobody bother them,
was because no one would bother them.
Yeah.
They could just go and drink and dance, and no one would fuck with them like they would at like a normie place.
I think part of it also is that goth females are already subculture, so they don't have the limitations of a mainstream girl. They can go and become a stripper, and it doesn't affect them because they're friends, you know what I mean? Because they're already going to fetish clubs, they're already going to all this other shit, you know what I mean? And their friends aren't going to think poorly of them because it's just like, oh yeah, you're a stripper? Oh, awesome.
Gotta make some money somehow.
Wow, yeah, that's cool. It's just, it was like that.
Literally no one cares.
Well, based on my reading of fucking what happened in the early new wave scene and the early punk rock scene, a lot of the girls in that scene were also dominatrixes and fucking strippers and escorts.
Yeah.
And that's how they made their side money. They didn't want to work a normal job. That was like for losers. They just wanted to have a job that made money, and then they'd fucking...
And they could still look the way they wanted to look.
They could still look the way they wanted to, and they'd go to the club and have fun and fucking chase dudes. and date dudes that weren't judgmental to them, You could say it was ghetto. It was like a ghetto scene, but, I wouldn't say that was actually a bad thing. It's just that, they didn't care.
Yeah.
They weren't civilians. They were insiders,
Well, like I said, and I think that's why there's a huge overlap even now, between the goth scene and the gay scene, is because in the early days, if there weren't any gay bars or anything like that, you could go to the goth club, you could be gay, you could be trans, you could be whatever, and everybody would be like, all right, and no one would care.
Yeah.
It was a safe area, even back then. So I kind of feel like that's why there's still that kind of overlap. Like I said, even nowadays, and I think that was what was cool about iBar, which is now Barbarella at a different place, but even when it was downtown for 30 fucking years or however long it was down there, is that everyone would go there.
Yeah.
Gay, straight, trans, normie, it didn't matter. Everybody went there, and 99% of the time, everybody got along and everything was fine.
Yeah.
They very rarely had trouble.
Well, that was what the old punk rock, new romantic / new wave early goth scene in New York and London was like that. Nobody cared. They judge you for whatever. They just judge you for who you were.
As long as you're not an asshat, nobody gave a crap.
They judge you on who you were and how you looked and fucking what your clothes were like and how you acted with other people. They didn't really care about
what your job was or who you were sleeping with
or what. They don't care about
how you made money or nothing.
It's still like that today in the scene.
Yeah, and to be honest, I've known people in the scene for a long time. Some of them I know what they do for jobs, but some of them I don't.
Yeah, you don't really care.
Because you don't really talk about it, because it's boring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just kind of I'm kind of more interested in what horror movies did you see? What kind of, you know what I mean? We kind of talk more about shit like that or deeper shit. We don't really talk about jobs and stuff unless they want to talk about, which is also fine. Because some of them actually do have cool jobs, but
a lot of them have real straight-laced jobs.
Nurses, some of them have normal-ass jobs.
Lawyers, nurses.
Yeah, lawyers, nurses, veterinarians, firefighter, dispatchers, that kind of stuff. They just have regular-ass jobs. And, which is kind of funny. Like I said, back in the 80s, I got told many times, not by my parents, but by other older people, that if you have tattoos or you look weird or something like that, you're never going to get a job looking like that. Joke's on them. Honestly, I never had any trouble. But, and it's even less trouble nowadays. But, because now, everybody has tattoos, everybody has different colored hair, everybody has piercings, it's fine. And like I said, that's so much better. It was a little bit harder, but, I went into a, marginally creative field. I'm a graphic designer, so they kind of expected you to look a little bit weird, and it was just kind of they thought it was cute, so I didn't really have any trouble in that regard. Now, Grumter says, would there not be goth if not for punk? Debate and discuss. That's actually a good question because even though I feel like goth was an offshoot of punk big time, I don't know if goth might have happened anyway because a lot of goth was inspired by Bowie and Velvet Underground.
Yeah.
And so had Bowie and Velvet Underground still been around, I think goth still would have happened. With or without the influence of punk. But I don't know. It might have looked slightly different, but maybe not.
Happened all the way back even in the Middle Ages.
Maybe not.
Because, no, I'm just saying, there were always things that were kind of like goth to go back to the 1800s. I mean, if you read what's her name? What was that poet's name? Emily Dickinson? You look at her and then read what she says. Man, that's a goth chick writing that shit.
A lot of them were, yeah.
And then Edgar Allan Poe.
That is goth as fuck.
Yeah. And then
he died in the street.
Yeah, going on my old, save my soul. And
like
and he was
like
all this
super young
he
age.
was, yeah. And
can't get much more goth than that.
Yeah, there was just like, there was always in every era people that were kind of like getting off on
people
the darker
like that,
side of things and the way things, and the darker side of the way things looked. The goth club scene was a product of one. You had to have nightclubs to have that, and that's kind of a recent event. All right, so the only thing that would be in ancient times or in olden times would be close to like a goth club would have been something in ancient Rome, like one of those cult, like a cult fucking temple, where people were getting high and dancing and watching some kind of show, and they were all into. It would have been like that, because the biggest business in Rome, ancient Rome, was religion, and that was for a reason. That was their club life, movies and entertainment all kind of merged into one thing. It wasn't religion as we know it. Nowadays, you would think of religion, you think of Christianity and Islam, and they weren't like that. It was more like going to the club, is what they were doing, dancing and taking drugs and seeing shows, and fucking. There was a lot of that going on in these Roman cults.
Which is a way better kind of religion, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's much more fun.
Oh, man, the fucking Romans had one that was where the I don't remember the name of the goddess, but she's just a woman sitting there with a whole bunch of titties on her, and the fucking statue could spray milk, and people were drinking it and evidently going through revelries. It was probably laced with some kind of drug.
Sweet.
Minerva or something. I don't remember what her name was. Something like that. You know? This sounds like a breast worship cult, fucking fetish cult. You know, so.
Yeah, there's a lactation fetish.
Lactation
nowadays, which is actually kind of hot.
That's what they're talking
about.
I
kind of like
that. Right. But the modern goth club scene is based on shit that goes way back. You know, it's just that there weren't nightclubs back then.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Like, I'm kind of like, there have always been people like that with that mindset. So there was always going to be some form of it. Because here's my experience was, like I said, I grew up in a very rednecky area. And from a very, very young age, before I even knew anything that was going on outside of anything, like, I was real into creepy shit. Like, I loved witches and ghosts and, you know, creepy gothic castles, and I just loved that. And I just wanted that, like, all the time. It was only when I was, like, a preteen that I found out that other people were also into that, and that there was also music. You know, and this was like late 70s, early 80s, and I was like, wow, awesome. Like, I didn't realize that other people were into the same shit, because I had never met anybody that was into the same kind of shit I was into. I thought I was like a weirdo. So I'm just saying that even outside influences, I was already like that. Yeah. Like, I liked creepy shit from as far back as I can remember. As soon as I learned to read, all I wanted to do was read, like, ghost stories and shit.
Yeah, and I think that goes back in Western societies, even in other cultures, you know, that there were elements of things that you would probably call gothic. It's just that they didn't have nightclubs. Kali in India, that cult, that sounds kind of gothic.
I've been wanting to do that as a Halloween costume.
You have an undead vampiric female with a bunch of arms and with a fucking bunch of hearts.
Skirt made of heads.
A skirt made of heads. And these are fucking people that come out of the darkness. They're kind of like ninjas, and their followers are murderers and weird shit like that.
See? Awesome.
Just sounds like something a gothic person would have dreamed up.
Yeah.
You go back to the 1800s, you go just look at the cemeteries and their funeral stuff, and it's just like skulls everywhere, and they're wearing black all the time in the Victorian period, and it's kind of a somber fucking look to most of the people. They're real serious, you know. I would think that they didn't realize it was goth, but their mainstream was kind of goth.
Well, like, why do you think so many modern day goths, or goths going back to the 70s and 80s, were so into Victorian literature and, like, the look of it and everything like that? They're into all that mourning statuary and all that kind of stuff. That shit's awesome as fuck.
Yeah, and in those days, that was mainstream. But a modern goth could go back to those times and probably appreciate it. They're like, yeah, this is like...
Look how fucking cool that looks.
Like, this is what it's like when we run the show.
Yeah. Like, I see some movies and stuff like that, and, like, they filmed in some house from, like, back then, and I'm like, look at that fucking wallpaper. Look at that shit. Like, I wish I lived in that. You know what I mean?
The Victorians did things with decor called insaddening. It's where if you had a color, like you were going to use red... You had to use black on it.
Yeah.
To make it...
I agree.
Sadden the color. To make it darker. They didn't like anything bright. Everything had to be saddened.
Same.
So it was a whole culture.
Bright colors can...
No bright. Everything had to... You had to add black to it to make it sadder. No sharp, tasteless, garish colors.
Nope.
It had to be subdued color. Or black. Yeah. Or white. So and that's the way they would, you know, they'd write things about how to tastefully do things, and that's what they say. Don't wear anything bright. Don't decorate anything bright.
Yeah, that looks terrible.
Victorian stuff. You look at black and white photograph from the time you look. Everything looks like a damn fucking funeral inside a house. It just look kind of.
I love it.
And it's because they were very.
It looks so awesome.
They liked to have things kind of sad.
Yeah,
which
I'm the same.
It made it austere and serious in their mind.
You can have all that bright neon shit.
Yeah, no, that was like for clowns.
Yeah,
if it was bright colors were for clowns, they didn't like that. It wasn't somber or serious. So it was a gothic culture.
Yeah,
but. And you had a bunch of crimes and a bad shit happening during those days. It was not a great time.
It wasn't, no. I've written about a lot of... Actually, I've gotten into recently, writing for my blog, about a bunch of Victorian-era crimes, because there were a lot more other than the Jack the Ripper ones. Actually, there were a bunch that they thought were maybe Jack the Ripper, because they were very similar. But, so I started writing about some of those, but holy shit.
Yeah.
We got another super chat.
Who is it?
It's Klaus.
Klaus, what's up?
I love this podcast.
You're
awesome. Well, thank you.
Thank you. Now, during the 1800s, you had fucking Nietzsche. And Nietzsche fucking talked a lot about what they call the tragic culture, or a culture of tragedy, where a strong culture has to be able to embrace death and all the negativity along with... And that's really kind of what Victorianism was. Is to like, yeah, we're doing great things. We have industrial... might coming and an industrial revolution is happening, but look at the poverty, look at everybody, the people dying early. You have to embrace that too, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
So it's good and evil happening at the same time, and that's a really goth concept.
Oh yeah.
So you know,
if I had to distill it down, it's like the goth culture even nowadays, and we're talking about not so much the ones that just dress up as that, but just the ones that kind of embrace the look and the music and everything like that, and the whole philosophy about it. Because like I said, you kind of know you're like that. Like, I knew I was like that when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
There wasn't a name for it until I was a little bit older.
Enjoying the good and the bad at the same time.
Well, you realize that all of this death and tragedy and shit like that in the world, but you kind of embrace it. Not that you think it's good.
You say that's just how it is.
But you accept it, and you also kind of accept that there's a sort of beauty to it.
Yeah. And that...
It's hard to explain, but
you seeing it, and you knowing that it's there, and sometimes being immersed in the evil part of it, and the bad part, is actually making the good parts better.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Because,
it's like that.
Because I know that, like, Tom even gets on me sometimes for, like, watching all the true crime shit all the time. Because even last night I was, like, I watched, 4 hours of, like, true crime shit. I'll just watch it all day long. It bothers me, but I don't want to turn it off, though. But it's kind of like you're watching it, and it's making... You realize that happens, you're like, wow, that's fucked up. And you kind of get off on it being fucked up. But you also sort of be like, man, glad that shit didn't happen to me. Like, so it almost kind of, like, enhances your own life because you're kind of like, that could happen because that happened to somebody, but it didn't happen to you, so it kind of makes you appreciate shit more. Is that a weird way of
That's
putting
what
it?
Poe was trying to tell you from the stories.
Yeah.
And Poe was it's the same era. You know, it's the same kind of mentality. Things didn't change as quickly back then. They didn't have social media, fads kind of came and went then, but they may have not been. The fads in that era would have been something local.
Yeah, it wasn't as widespread.
It would have been a widespread.
And they probably
fad.
lasted a bit longer.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have like the immediate shit.
Now that you have social media, things that have accelerated. It's better. It's not worse. It's better. Oh, I do miss the pre-internet era, but now you have access to everything. And if you're intelligent, you can pick through all the data and all the music and all the shit and get a more accurate view of what humans are. Back in the 80s when we were growing up, you only had what you heard on the radio, television, and what kind of album you could buy. And what your friends said.
It was so much harder to find shit back
different
then.
back then.
We still did it.
Yeah.
Usually word of mouth, zines, that kind of stuff. But it's so much easier now.
Now you have more of the bigger picture. And it doesn't matter what country you're in. You know.
That's cool though. I'm a big advocate of that. I think that's like really cool.
Kinda. Because
I mean, yeah, it has downsides, but everything does.
You have some people in other cultures, Middle East and India, their English skills aren't good. They don't know what to search for. They're not experiencing the same internet we're experiencing. Their mentality is not quite the same yet because they don't have the history that we have in the West. The Japanese and the Koreans kind of understand it. I lived in Korea for a year, and this was in the pre-internet age, and they were starting to kind of understand what the West was like. When everybody speaks the same language, and the way it looks now, that's either going to be English or Chinese. Then you'll be able to access all the art and music and literature of the past, you know. And people will come to a new understanding of what reality is and what humans are. But that'll take a long time. That's outside the scope of me and Jen's lifespan. We have to deal with the world as it is now. But I don't think... First of all, nobody's the same. We're all individuals, and all the groups are special. I believe in what they would call diversity, okay? Where there's a difference between, say, an American and an Australian and an Englishman. They have a lot in common, but there are differences of them, and it's good that they're different. Because if they weren't different, they wouldn't have an identity.
Yeah, I mean, they grew up in different circumstances with different cultures and things like that.
Right.
Like, most people are essentially the same.
Yeah. But you had to have your own unique
or similar
identity.
But on top of that,
right,
everyone has their own experiences growing up and shit like that.
That was
even within the same culture, you know.
That was one of the things that I liked about that last movie that about fucking the vampire movies with what was it, the Southern Gothic movie? We just saw that shit about the vampires. Sinners is fucking about embracing your ethnic identity. Everything is about it. It's about Southern white people, Southern black people, and Southern Chinese people, and vampires.
And also vampires.
Yeah.
They have their own culture too. Don't forget about the vampire culture.
Yeah. They're all different. They're all humans, but they're all different. Okay? And that their differences is what makes them special and makes them valuable. That's what that movie's about. That's what I really liked about that movie. It's not about
it's a
water.
Great fucking movie.
Yeah, very good. That Remick was an Irish vampire, and if you became part of his vampire clan, if he bit you, he could gain your memories, and you could gain his memories. And he wanted to merge with a fucking black dude who was a musical genius, and he had a spiritual gift, and through that gift, he would be able to access his old ancestors back in. He could bring them back and see them. It's just a really good story. And there, you have these black vampires sharing memories of Ireland and understanding.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot of good shit happening
about like cultural identity and stuff.
Right. Yeah, it's good.
Like, you don't have to pick all that up from it. Like, it's just a kick-ass movie.
That's what they're talking about.
But there's a lot of layers going on in that
movie. And then you know, the vampire is saying, hey, all these differences we have, this is how we can unite. If we're all vampires, we're all coming home.
Yeah. And we'll all have each other.
But here's the thing, though. If you do that, you're the Borg. You're no longer what you are.
Well, yeah, that's why the vampires were the bad guy.
That was the...
Because they were trying to, like, make everyone the same.
Then you become the same.
It sounds kind of good.
You're right. Diversity sounds great. But, you know what I mean? But diversity doesn't mean you're all the same. It's quite the opposite. Diversity means you're different.
Yeah. And that you're okay with that.
Yeah. And that everybody's cool with that. Right.
And you understand that other people have different experiences than you had. Like I said, even in the same culture, because I would never in a million years extrapolate the way I grew up or my experiences growing up to even another person in the same town as me.
Yeah.
Or a different state or something like that, because it's like, how the
everybody has different experience.
Yeah, how the fuck would I know, like, how that person grew? I would never, like, presume to, like, tell that person, oh, you didn't experience that or whatever the fuck. Like, I wasn't there. You know what I mean? Because I know some people are like, well, they didn't experience it, so obviously it didn't happen that way. It's like, I don't have that kind of narcissism, I guess. You know what I mean? I would never. I only speak for my own damn self. You know what I mean? I experience certain things. I will say that. But I would never presume to tell other people what they experienced wasn't right or whatever. You know what I mean? Klaus says Germany has some amazing goth techno scenes. Yeah, they do. And, like, I've never been to Germany. I've been to the UK, but I've never been to Germany. And, but our friends who were in a band called The Starry Night, a goth band, they played in Germany. I think they went this past year, and I think they went the year before, too. Because I was just talking to Ilya a couple months ago, like at a show that we went to that they played at here in Orlando. And he said, yeah, we just went to Germany not too long ago. They love it there. And they play a lot of goth festivals there, and, like, a lot of people are really into their shit, which they think is, like, super cool. They're just, like, they're a band from Miami, you know what I mean? Like, that were just, like, a local band pretty much until a few years ago. And now they're, like, playing all over Europe and shit. It's pretty awesome. Gramther says Gramther is a goth trapped in a mundane's body. You don't have to be. I mean, you could do your own. To be honest, at this age, you know, I'll be 53 in, what's today? A little over a month.
What's that?
I said I'll be 53 in a little over a month.
All right, let me get.
If somebody asked me to look like a normal person, I'm not sure I could do it. Where would I start? One, I don't have any normal clothes anymore.
Did somebody ask you to become a normal person?
No. Like, I was commenting on Gramther saying Gramther is a goth trapped in a mundane's body. And I said you don't have to be. You could look the part if you wanted to.
Klaus was saying that Germany has some amazing goth.
Yeah, I was just saying how we were talking to Ilya a couple months ago at the Starry Night show at Will's Pub, and he was saying they had just been to Germany.
They really dress up over there. You can't. They do that also here in certain American areas, but you can't do it so much in Florida because it's just so fucking hot.
I mean, at special events, people will do it. Like, so for example, like if the castle in Tampa, like if they have like Vampire Ball or something like that, like everybody gets decked out for that shit because, like, you know, hundreds and hundreds of people show up, maybe thousands. But for most of the time, like, people look good, but, like, they're not going to go, like, super all
full out.
You know what
like I mean? In Castle Party.
Plus, like I said, it's fucking hot as balls here.
Castle Parties when where? Fucking somewhere in fucking Hungary.
Oh, the one that's in
Europe.
That's at Dracula's castle.
Yeah, I think no, I don't think it's Dracula's castle. I think it's just called Castle Party.
Oh, I know.
The Germans go to it. Everybody from Europe goes to it. I forgot where it is. It's in Europe somewhere. Yeah, and they're like dressed up in fucking Elizabethan shit from the 1500s. A lot of them mixed with like fetish gear and full makeup and.
Class says it's in Germany.
It's in Germany? Yeah. Okay,
I think a Starry Night played there a couple of years back because I remember doing a flyer for them.
Yeah, our friends play there. They're loved there.
Yeah, they love Germany. They're just from Miami, you know what I mean?
Yeah, from Miami. They can come play here and fucking everybody come and see them. And it's like everybody who knows them. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I was going to see you. But they go, man, we go to Germany, man. It's like, fucking, we're huge. Like, yeah. Yeah. Because
people don't know you as like...
Yeah, they don't know you the same way. You know, fucking if you're in your local town, you're just like, yay, man, good to see you.
Hey, it's those guys.
Right, yeah, but then they go
it's Michael and Elliot and Howard.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, you guys rock.
We got them signed.
And then we talk to them like after the thing, and like they're just regular ass people, you know what I mean? But if you're just like seeing them like as a band...
They're not regular people. They're just regular club
But
people.
you know what I mean.
Yeah, they're like us.
they're club people that
like
you
club
would
people, yeah.
come across as any.
Yeah.
It's just funny to us that because we know some people that are sort of famous, like in different, like we know like the vegan metal chef.
Yeah.
Vegan black metal chef.
Yeah.
I did his cookbook and everything, and you know he's kind of famous. Like he's YouTube famous. He has a cookbook and everything like that. He's been on TV.
Yeah.
And all this other kind of stuff, and I'm just like, oh, it's Brian.
Brian.
He's just a cool dude that comes to the club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we know he's famous, but it's just kind of like...
It doesn't affect us.
Not really.
Yeah.
And like I said, we even had, like, sometimes, like, real famous people, like I said, Fred Schneider from the BHQs. We had Voltaire come to the club a couple times.
Yeah.
And, like, nobody finds... They're just like, hey, what's up, Voltaire? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if, like... He's famous in the goth scene.
Yeah, Voltaire is actually one of my best friends from Boston, Tanya. That they weren't married, but they lived together for a long time. That's his ex.
He seems like an okay... Like I said, I watch his YouTube show. Because he has a YouTube show about Halloween shopping and Halloween, like, decorating your apartment, like, in gothy ways and stuff. And it's him and his fiance. And they're super cute. It's super wholesome. He makes, like, dad jokes and stuff. Like, he's our age, maybe older. But he doesn't look it. I mean, he looks pretty young still. But, it's weird. He hasn't aged in, like, forever. Like, he still looks pretty much... He doesn't look like... You know, like, if you see him on the cover of, like, one of his first albums, like, earlier albums, like Boohoo or something, it's like, yeah, he looks real young there. Like, he looks like an older dude, but he looks like he hasn't aged in, like, 15 years.
Well, he's Jewish. He's got that Methuselah blood.
At least.
From the Old Testament.
He looks exactly the same.
Yeah. He looks
and I was just kind of like, holy crap.
Yeah.
The thing about him that's cool, he found his own niche because... He does goth music, and he's really into that shit. He's into, like, Halloween, and he's into goth stuff. But he also has a sense of humor.
He's funny.
And he's really good at, like, writing funny-ass lyrics.
He's kind of like the American Gothic version of Morrissey.
Yeah, but, like, he's not mopey.
No,
he's super funny. Like, he has, like, a really cutting, like, sense of humor.
He's kind of, like, self-effacing.
Yeah.
Making fun of himself.
Like, making fun of the goth scene, but in an affectionate way, because he's into that, too. And I always thought that if you're going to make fun of something, you have to actually like that thing. You know what I mean? Like, to make a good parody. Like, for example, to make a good parody of a horror movie, you have to really, really like horror movies. It has to be like an affectionate parody. Because if you're just doing a mean-spirited parody, it just comes across as you being a dick. You know what I mean? And his shit never comes across like that. His shit is just very... self-effacing and very funny and very witty and very insightful. You know what I mean? He's like a really good lyricist, and his music is like actually pretty cool too.
I was just asking what band. I think during the time you were asking, we were talking about A Starry Night. That's ASTRINITE. Yeah, those are like some of our really good friends. Me and Jen got them signed to their first record label through a friend we know.
Yeah, through a promoter that we know.
Known those dudes forever. For fucking over 10, 15 years. It's kind of like the band evolved quite a bit. Now it's like a very dark version of fucking The Cure.
Well, it's funny because they're a lot younger than we are. Well, at least Michael is.
Yeah.
Howard's a little bit older. But Michael is super, super into The Cure.
Yeah.
And so a couple of their albums are very Cure-ish.
They sound like Cure albums, kind of, yeah.
Although I think their newer shit sounds slightly more like Christian Death to me.
Yeah.
And it's just funny because he sent me one of his newer singles like a while back, and I was like, wow, that sounds just like Christian Death. And he didn't know who Christian Death was.
Yeah.
And I was like, I thought that was so funny. And so we sent him some... It's like, this is what Christian Death sounds like. It's like, you guys kind of sound like Christian Death now. But that might be Howard doing that. Because he knows who Christian Death is.
Right. Howard knows all this shit.
He's like, Howard is cool.
Writes a lot of the music.
He's like the secret weapon. Because he's a little bit older.
Yeah.
He knows all the music. Like, super obscure shit. And he's like super into horror movies. Because I've gotten into long discussions with him about like old obscure horror movies and stuff. So he knows all that shit.
Yeah. We saw him at a show, this is many years back, and then we went to the hotel with him, and we're hanging out in the hotel room. That's where we met Teodol.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember her.
Yeah, he's like, get rid of her, because Tadal was all over.
Didn't we give her a ride home? And she slept on our couch, and then she asked us to drop her off at a cemetery.
Yeah, Tadal is a real cute goth woman who's our age. She's got kids. Nice. She's got kids and everything, but you look at her, she's a little skinny, and she's...
But we left her in the cemetery, and nobody was there. We're like, you sure? Tadal. And she's like, no, it's fine. Someone's coming to pick me up. I'm like, are you sure? I mean, it was daytime, but still.
Fucking Michael, who's the lead singer of A Starry Night, he's like in bed. All right? It is closed, but he's like in his nightshirt in bed. We're all fucking drinking and shit. There's like 4 or 5 of us in there, along with the band. And he's like, Tommy. He calls me Tommy.
He does, yeah.
And he's, come here. And I'm fucking sitting on I was sitting on the edge of his bed. He's holding my hand and shit. And he goes, did you like the show? And I said, yeah, of course I love the show. You were fucking great. And he goes, who do I sound like? And I said, you sound like fucking Ross Williams.
He sounds a little bit like
And he's like, who's Ross Williams?
I was like, wait, what? You know that record scratch noise? Yeah, it was like that.
This is Ross Williams. Is
you guys don't know Christian Death?
Yeah, he's the original singer of Christian Death. And
I was like,
no,
you
I
guys
never heard of that.
Sound like Christian Death.
Yeah, and I'm calling him Sweetie Pie. And he's straight. Okay, he's married and shit to a woman and everything.
I do graphic design work for his wife's salon and stuff too.
Yeah. But after the shows, he gets real sensitive and insecure. He wants to make sure everything's okay. You know what I mean?
They're all
I'm
super
rubbing
sweet.
it. I'm fucking patting his hands. Everything's gonna be okay. It's all right. We're drinking, of course. You know.
The one thing I remember from that night is that I thought it was hilarious that Michael had a thing that hooked into his cell phone that was like the old school receiver phone.
Yeah. He plugged it into his phone.
He can plug it into his phone so he can talk.
He's crazy.
That made me fucking laugh. And he's like in his 30s.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
he's like in his 30s.
He's like, he brings this thing out and plugs it in. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me that you have that? You're young enough to be my kid. And it's like, you're talking on like a receiver.
I'm gonna show him a video.
I thought that was so fucking funny. And I still remember that.
I'm gonna show
that he had that.
I'm gonna show a picture who we're talking about. Okay.
That fucking cracked me up.
Yeah.
That he had that fucking phone thing. He's like, I just like to talk on the phone. And I was like, okay. I hated talking on the phone back in the 80s. I'm so glad email was invented and texting. I don't want to talk to people. Fuck off. But
that's them there. That's Michael, the guy with the glasses. Well, they all got glasses. The guy in the black. Yeah, let me see if I can get a better picture of.
Granther says, question, if Abyss takes off, will it go to other cities like Atlanta and Miami? Now, let's not get ahead of ourselves. No. We'll just do the shit here.
Yeah.
I just did a flyer today. Our next one is September 5th.
Yeah.
But I just did a flyer today because Halloween, you guys, falls on a Friday night. And I just did one for the Friday night. So we're doing a Halloween party.
That's them. That's Michael there.
Yeah, in the front.
In the front, yeah.
Where's my finger?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got the black. In the black, yeah. They're really good. I'm going to show them Tadal.
And like I said, there's like super nice dudes. They're just all really good dudes. They're just like fun to hang out with. You know, they're not jackholes, they're not arrogant, nothing. They're just like, they're just in a band and they're having a good time and they're just nice dudes. You know what I mean?
That's Tadal. She's our age. She slept on her fucking couch and shit. But that was just some funny shit.
We ended up with her.
Yeah,
she's nice though.
Yeah, she's very nice.
That happens a lot. We have like a lot of, it sounds seedy, but not really.
And that's like a goth mom.
Yeah.
That's her kids and shit.
Yeah, she's like our age.
Yeah.
And she was like in the room, and they were like, well, we don't want her in the room. Like a lot of, they have girlfriends and wives.
Yeah, they got wives and shit.
It's just like, we don't want other groupies in the room.
We don't want these groupies trying to...
Can you please like take her someplace?
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, okay, and...
Yeah.
She didn't really have any place to go, so I was like, we can sleep on our couch if you want. And she was like, okay.
Yeah, she's fine.
So
we dropped her off in the... I think we
And then the next day, we took her to the cemetery.
We dropped her off at the cemetery.
She said somebody was meeting her
her at the cemetery. And I have a picture
It was daytime. It wasn't in the middle.
I think I have a picture of her in the cemetery. I think I have a picture of her in the cemetery.
Oh, my God.
But look, you're talking about...
We end up in some fucking weird
That's her and her daughter. And fucking Taz fucking... She's covered in fucking tattoos.
Yeah.
So, yeah. goth people have children.
Well, it's just funny. Some of us
and
are
they're like
I
kids, so they grow up as like jocks and shit.
That was always my worst fear.
Yeah,
I think that was one of the main reasons that I never. I don't know if that was the only reason, but one of the reasons that I was like, I really never wanted to have kids. I was like, what man? What if they turn up like some fucking normie or something? Yeah. How am I gonna fucking deal with that?
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd be able to.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Maybe you'd be like, oh, it's their kid, you love them, whatever. But it's just kind of like, I don't know if I'd be able to relate to them, man.
She doesn't have. I can't find that picture. There was a picture. Remember we dropped her off, and she goes, take a picture. And I took a picture of her, and she posted it.
Yeah. Oh, shit, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, she took a picture of her in the cemetery.
Well, we felt bad leaving her because we hung out there for a while, and she was like waiting for somebody to come pick her up.
Man, I didn't want to drive, and I drove all the way down there with her to drop her off.
We weren't feeling too good the next day, as you might imagine, because we've been out.
We've
been out till like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah, and she had to be there at like 9 or 10.
And she had to be somewhere, and somebody was picking her up.
I was like, man, I don't want to fucking go out there. She goes, no, you have to. You agree?
We were like,
yeah.
The things we do for people.
I know.
We have let many people sleep on our couch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we've taken many people home that were too drunk to walk and peed on Tom.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about one person in particular. Yeah. We had to take her clothes off and put her in bed, and then we left.
Yeah.
I don't think she remembered what happened.
No. She didn't even remember it.
Well, yeah, because when we brought it up later, like kind of as a joke, she's like, I didn't do that. I'm like, yeah, you did. I was there.
Yeah. That's a good little video there. Yeah.
Gotta pee.
Ooh. Very cute woman. She hasn't been around in a while.
Yeah, I haven't seen her in ages.
Yeah.
I think about it.
Should be around. I think she's single, actually. Me and Jen ought to fucking jump on that shit. It's fucking funny. During when all that happened, actually, she had a boyfriend during that time. Yeah. Oh shit! I missed it. It was back there. Oh man, they're commenting on my reel. Yeah, I posted a video earlier. Yeah, this is the new Halloween.
I just did
thing
that
today. Jen did from fucking
I just did that today. Man, I was like so busy
it's hard
today.
To believe Halloween's this close.
Well, I know shit, man. I just got an email from my sister today. She's coming down at the beginning of September, and she's doing one of the Disney Halloween party nights in early September, and then she's doing one on the 28th as well. I don't know if I can afford to go to the early September one, and I don't know. I kind of want to go to the one that's closer to Halloween, but it's like that they sell out real quick, the tickets do.
Right.
So it's like, I don't know. I'll see what I can do. But, and then she's coming down for Christmas, too. They're doing the Disney Christmas thing. And my mom wanted to take all of us to the Christmas party.
In Disney?
At Disney, yeah.
Okay.
So, we'll see how that goes. Right. But I don't know what the date on that is, though.
Okay.
Because yeah, she was talking about it last time, and she was just kind of like, yeah, I want everybody to come down for Christmas. She's like, I'll pay. It's like, if you want to stay overnight at like a hotel or something, like we'll do a whole thing. So we'll see how it goes. But like I said, the Halloween party at Disney was actually pretty fun. Me and my sister went a couple years in a row. Actually, she bought me a ticket a couple years back, like for my birthday, because my birthday's end of September. You know, it's like a month before Halloween. And we went to that, and my brother came, and all this other kind of stuff, and man, we had a fucking blast. Like, they set up all the park, like, they closed the park to all the regular people have to leave at, like, 6 p.m. And then all the Halloween people, because it's a separate ticket, and then they come in at night, and then they leave the park open way later, and they change all the lights, and, like, they put up these big candy bins, like, all over the parks. You can go trick-or-treating, and they give you free candy everywhere. And, like, they change all the rides. Like, some of them have live actors. Like, they have Space Mountain. They turn all the lights off. Like, it's completely black. Me and my sister did that, and I was like, wow, that was fucking terrifying. Like, you can't see anything. But it's super fun. And they have, like, you know, it's not super, super scary. They have, like, a Halloween parade and all that other kind of stuff. But yeah, it's really fun. It's, like, a good vibe. And then they have, like, all kind of, like, Nightmare Before Christmas shows in front of the castle with Oogie Boogie and all that. So it's, like, I don't know. It was a good time. So I'm kind of hoping we can go this year, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if I'll be able to get a ticket, but...
He's asking somebody, Pete down my back? Yeah, okay. That's Sonia. This is a little chick me and Jen have known for a fucking long time.
Well, you've known her for longer than I've known her.
Yeah.
You met her before you met me.
She's our age. She doesn't look like it in these photos, but she is.
She still kind of looks like that. Yeah. Although I think her hair is blonde now.
Her hair is blonde now.
Like white blonde.
Yeah.
But she still pretty much looks like that.
We were at the club, and we drove her to her house.
Well, she got pretty fucked up.
She got fucked up,
and then we started to drive her home, and then we realized that she had forgotten her purse. Remember that? And we had to drive all the way back to the club because she'd left her purse in the corner. Yeah. Now, because this was iBar, nobody had stolen it.
Yeah.
Like, someone had taken it to the bar and said, hey, I think Sonia left this here.
Yeah.
And, like, took it to the bar. And so we went back in and said, did Sonia leave her purse? Yeah, somebody turned it in. Nobody took anything out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because everybody knew. So we were like, thank you very much. And we just, like, and we put it back in the car.
Yeah, this is a photo from... This is a photo of her from that time.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. She was in her 40s then.
We got another super chat from Klaus.
Yeah, what's up?
He's getting drunk and he just keeps giving us more money.
Anyway, she was in the back seat of the car. And
she was very, very inebriated. Very inebriated.
And I'm like, well, I got to get her into her apartment.
Yeah.
And she weighs about 80 pounds.
Yeah, she's tiny.
She's
a tiny woman.
She's 80 pounds and 10 pounds of it is breast implants.
And she's only about 4'11".
She's little. Yeah.
She's a tiny woman.
So she was in the back seat and I pick her up like that. And she's back there, and she acts just like Cher. She fucking sounds like Cher.
She does a killer ass Cher impression.
If you tell her to talk like Cher, she'll fucking do it. And it's just like
that's like her best bit.
Yeah,
she does a really good Cher.
But she actually talks like Cher, just regular.
She kind of does, yeah.
And fucking you got to be an American Pride to know who Cher is. Cher Bono.
Everybody knows who Cher is.
So I take her out of the back seat and I throw her over my shoulder like that. And I'm taking her into her fucking apartment complex, to her apartment room. Jen's walking in front of me. And all of a sudden, I just feel, and she pees down my fucking back. She's knocked out.
Yeah, she was like,
she's fucking knocked out. She peed down my fucking back. I was like, oh shit, she peed on me.
Man.
And
I was like, oh, for real?
Yeah. And then she's mumbling. Yeah. Her head, I got her fucking legs over like that, and her head's down on my back.
We're like, baby, where are your keys? Where are your keys?
Yeah, and she's giving me the keys.
We had to dig them out of her purse.
So, fucking bring her in, throw her in her bed, fucking me and Jen take all our clothes off.
Because they were all wet. We had to take all her wet clothes.
Go to sleep. I love you guys.
It's like, we're not going to wash her or anything because that'd be weird, but it's like we just took all her wet clothes off. We've seen her naked before.
I love you guys. We love you too, baby.
We love you too, honey. And we just put her in the sheets. We left and we locked up the apartment.
So that's what I was talking about.
And we're like, okay. I hope she'll be okay. But like I said, she doesn't really remember. I mean, I've been pretty drunk before. I didn't really remember, but wow. Poor thing. Yeah, it would happen. It would happen sometimes. That she would fucking get super... And like I said, it so happened in her case, not, earlier than this, that she was taken advantage of by one particular person, who I'm not going to name, but that nobody really hangs out with anymore. But, yeah, it was kind of a thing with her. But she is super, super fun. She was always super fun to hang out. I really wish she would still come out. She does every now and then, but... she's with her fiance. They have a kid together, although the kid's grown. Like, she's a teenager now. She's like 16 or 17, I think. And, so it's not like she needs a babysitter or nothing. And, so she got all into that life. And she comes out once in a blue moon. Like, honestly, we were at Barbarella, like at the place at the Trap, like probably like 6-8 months ago now. And she showed up just like out of the fucking blue. And everyone was like, what the fuck? Like, obviously the younger people didn't know who she was. But, you know, but all the older people were like, holy shit, it's fucking Sonya. Because she was, you know, she was like a big deal, like back in the day. She's kind of like one of the famous club girls. She actually used to dance on the box, like at Ibar, like when it was downtown.
You talking about?
Sonya.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like, so everybody saw the old people knew who she was. It's like, holy crap, like she came back.
Yeah.
So it was like a big deal, and she was just like all night. She was like, oh, she was like drinking in all the energy and everything like that because everybody remembered her.
She's friends with a guy named Peter Murphy, if you know who that is in the fucking goth scene. He's the lead singer of Bauhaus.
Yeah, and went solo later in the 80s.
Yeah. So that's.
I mean, they had a whole thing.
And they had a thing going on. And Sonya, the girl I just showed you, went peed down my back. She's on a fucking cover. What's the name of that band? Fucking.
Oh, that's right. She did that album cover.
She's on an album cover.
What fucking band is that?
It's not New Button.
No, it's fuck.
It's a goth industrial
band. It
band.
was a while back.
From Germany.
I know, but I can't remember who it is now. And I remember seeing it. it. I can't remember who it was, though.
She knows them. She's friends with them, too.
I think she's mad she never got to be in an actual band.
Yeah.
I think that's why...
That's why she was fucking...
She has a thing where she hates
Yeah.
Dimitri and Jen for no good reason.
Well, they were...
And I think it's because Jen is in a band.
Yeah. 13th Angel.
13th Angel. And she has actually done, like, sang on records by, like, actually pretty well-known industrial bands and stuff. And I think Sonya wanted that. Because, I mean, her boyfriend / fiancé, he was in a band also. I don't know if he still... Does he still do the band? I haven't seen them. I haven't seen...
No, I think... No, he's...
I mean, if he played in Orlando or Tampa, I probably would have heard about it because I would have probably done the poster.
Yeah.
But, so I don't know if he does the band. So I think that she was kind of hoping that she would be, like, in the band.
Yeah, that's her.
And that never really worked out.
Yeah.
I don't know if she can sing or not.
No, fuck no.
Jen can sing.
No.
But
what was the name of the fucking band
that she did the cover for? God, I can't... It's like right on the tip of my tongue.
I see New Button.
No. It wasn't, shit. I'll think of it in a minute. No, it wasn't Rammstein. It was, it wasn't anybody as well known as that, but it was somebody somebody like a tier down from that.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Who was it? It wasn't A-Pop. It wasn't, shit. It wasn't Suicide Commando.
No.
Who the fuck was it? I don't remember. I don't remember who it was. But it was somebody like that. It was like a German industrial band.
I want to say... Hold on. I'll figure it out.
I mean, look it up. You could probably find out. I remember seeing it. I just can't remember. And it's a well-known band. I just can't...
Yeah, they're good.
At least in the scene, I can't think of who it is right now. For some reason, I wanted to say it was fucking... Nah, I can't think of who it is. I can't think of who it is. But I remember seeing it. It was a cool-looking photo.
Yeah.
But, like... Heidi just said, didn't the Munsters have a normie niece that lived with them? Yes, they did. What was her name?
Wamscut.
Yeah. That's right.
Wamscut.
I knew it was somebody that was like a big band.
Yeah, it's like in the top 5 in German industrial.
Yeah. I like Wamscut. They're actually like a good band.
Yeah.
It was Wamscut. She's on one of their album covers.
I'm gonna find it.
Yeah, see if you can find it.
She's friends with him.
Yeah. So she's kind of a big deal, but
me and Jen were dating her, basically.
Yeah, a bit. I mean, we took that bitch out every single weekend.
Yeah.
She didn't go out. Well, she was off with her boyfriend at the time.
Yeah.
They were together, not together, together, not together. She lived on her own with her daughter in a little apartment. in Altamont Springs, not that far from the club. It was only a couple miles, so it wasn't that big a deal because it was kind of on the way. You would just pick her up, you know. But so they were kind of on the outs, and she would always complain about him and stuff like that. And I don't know, like after a while, like, but she wanted that to work because she was his, you know, he was the baby daddy.
Yeah.
And she wanted that to work out, but he didn't want her going out.
Yeah, he's a weird dude.
Like, he was real...
He didn't trust her.
He wouldn't go out. Well, here's the dumb thing. Well, look, I wouldn't trust her going out either. Because she used to get in all kinds of trouble.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. But he wouldn't go with her, though.
Yeah. If she's accompanied...
I think that's very strange. Yeah. That, like... Well, okay. So, we know some chicks that are paired up happily. Yeah. And that go out on their own. I still think that's a little weird. But those chicks, they don't do anything nefarious. They just go out and dance and hang out with their friends, and then they go home. You know what I mean? I don't see them getting up to anything. Her, that's a kind of a different story. So in a way, I still think he's a douche, but I can see where he was coming from. But the thing about it is that he was a club guy, he was a band guy. Why didn't he go out with her? I don't understand why he wouldn't go.
He's just crazy. He's making good money though, but
he does make a lot of money.
He's making good money as a contract.
He built them a house. He takes them to England every year.
Yeah.
You know, he makes good money. He's taking care of her and he's taking care of their kid, which is good. Yeah. I mean, a lot of dudes don't do that. But I don't understand why he won't just, if he doesn't trust her to go out, just go with her then.
Yeah.
Like, go with her and have a good... That's what she wants to do. I mean, I think.
He thinks he's too good to go out.
Which is dumb. That's dumb.
I can't find that album cover. I'm looking at Wom's got album covers, and it's not showing me the album covers.
I kind of remember what it looks like, but...
There was a name to it. I think it was actually... I'm not sure if it was a full album or a fucking...
Or it was an EP, or it might have been a single.
Or something.
And I don't remember what the name... It might have just been a single cover or an EP cover, now that I'm thinking about it. But I can't remember what the name of it was.
She's nude on it.
Yeah. It was a while back.
Yeah. Like there it is. There it is.
Oh, you found it.
Found it, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it, yeah.
That's it.
I just put nude.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's got her name on it. Solo.
Well, she might have put that on there. Because that's
her on the side there, yeah. The black hair.
Like, S.O. is Sonia and L.O. is London.
Yeah.
That's her daughter's name.
Yeah.
Her daughter's name is London. But, Michael won't call her that, though.
No.
But that's her name. I think that's her middle name, but that's what Sonia always called her. So that's what I called her, too. But, yeah, I don't understand. Well, we were talking to... I mean, I was going to say our friend. She's more your friend. I don't know her that well. Carly is her name, right?
Carly,
the fitness girl.
Yeah.
And
she's a bodybuilder.
We met her. Yeah. Well, he knew her online, but
No, I met her in the club.
Oh, okay. You met her at Mannequins.
You were with me.
Yeah, so we knew her from Mannequins. Yeah. And last week she was at Barbarella / Memento Mori, and that was the first time I'd ever seen. I was like, "Is this your first time here? I don't think I've ever seen you here." She's like, "Yeah, this is the first time. This place is really cool." And I was like, "Oh, you should come every week because it's like 80s and it's really fun." You know, it's like they do Memento Mori, Goth Industrial once a month, but it's usually 80s, new wave, dark wave, and you know, it's the same people and it's really fun. And she said she would, but she has a boyfriend, and he doesn't come out with her either. And we thought that was weird, like, at Mannequins, because we're like, well, we knew she had a boyfriend, so it's like, well, so where's he at? Oh, he doesn't really like it, so I just come out on my own, which I don't know. I used to do that, too, when I wasn't with anybody. Like, I would go out on my own. But it's just kind of like, I don't know if I'd want to hang with a dude that didn't want to go out with me.
Yeah. I don't know what's up with that dude.
Like, in some situations, I get it, but... And it'd be different if... Like, I did go out to Memento Mori back when it was at the old place, at the downtown, when you were in Mississippi, like visiting your dad, like the first time when he was getting heart bypass. Like they had a memento mori, and I wasn't gonna go, and then I was just like, oh well, maybe I should, but I really didn't. I just hung out with Dimitri and Jen in the DJ booth like pretty much all night. Like I didn't, but it was still kind of fun. Like I saw everybody, but I don't really get this whole. I don't know, because to me it seems like you don't have that much in common. At that point, you know.
I'm going to drop the names so you can find fucking Starry Night too in the comment section.
I probably need another drink, honestly.
Yeah. Here, I'll tell you what.
Once
you finish this off, because it's starting to get late.
Is it? It's not. No, it's not. It's only 9:30.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is around 10. Oh shit! Around 10. I want to go get something to eat. Go to McDonald's.
Okay, well, let me just have fun and talk to everybody.
Okay.
Don't rush me.
No, I'm not rushing you.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I don't want to drink much more because I got to drive.
Yeah.
I'll get something to eat.
I mean, and like I said, I'm not saying that, because I've gone out on my own without him like once or twice when he was out of town or something like that. And I'm not saying that you can't trust that person. I'm just saying that I just went because I was just kind of like, oh, it's Memento. It's once a month. It's like, I don't want to miss it. And he was out of town. He was visiting his dad. And I was kind of like, man, I wasn't going to go, but I just went anyway. And I had a good time, but I didn't have as much fun as I would have had if he was with me. So, I don't know. Like, when we go out, it's kind of like a whole... We have fun together. You know what I mean? Like, seeing everybody and hanging out together and doing that kind of shit. And I don't really get... I don't know. Some people I don't really get why they would want to be with somebody that didn't want to go out with them. But the thing about it is, like, so we're hanging out with Carly, and then we're just kind of like, so, you know me, I'm just my bisexual ass, so I'm just like, hey, come back to the car, we'll make out or whatever. And she, well, I have a boyfriend, and everyone, so we won't tell him anything. You know what I mean? I'm trying to, like, fucking be fucking, you know what I mean? You know how I'm trying to do. I was like, I wouldn't do anything against anyone's will or nothing like that, but I'm just kind of like, we won't tell anybody, come on. It's like, it's just fun. Nothing's going to happen. And she did kind of beg, and we were just, like, talking by the car, like, in the parking lot. And then, like, her boyfriend actually did come, like, to pick her up because she was just kind of like, oh, you know, she felt like she drank too much and she didn't really want to drive home, which, you know, was good. And he came to pick her up, and he's actually, like, a really nice dude. And so we tried to, like, talk him into, why don't you bring her next time? Like, why don't you come to the club?
Yeah.
With your girlfriend. You know what I mean? Have a date night.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
We
always have fun.
I never said I was getting haggard. I said I'm starting to get fucking fussy.
He's getting fussy.
Fussy, yeah.
Fussy is the prelude.
Fussy, that's like what a baby's gonna get fussy.
Well, that's why I started saying it.
Yeah, like a baby.
Because that's what they say when a baby starts doing.
Yeah,
like, oh, he's getting fuzzy.
Yeah.
He's colicky. I could say he's colicky also.
Yeah.
That would also be funny. That would also be funny. Yeah. Oh my god. But yeah, so I don't know. Like I said, we know, like our friend Shauna, she comes out to most of the nights, without her husband.
Yeah.
But he's cool also. Like, we know he's kind of like a punk rock skater dude. And he's not really about the club life.
No, he's a skinhead.
Yeah. Yeah, but like not
skinhead.
Not like a racist skinhead. He's like one of the other skinheads.
Not all skinheads are racist.
No, that's what I mean. There's
his wife, Shauna's part black.
Yeah, she's half black.
But they're Boston skins.
And they've been together forever.
Yeah. They weren't from the same crowd of the guys that were fucking after me when I was in Boston. But the thing is that they knew who he was.
Yeah.
They knew, oh, you him? And I said, yeah. He goes, oh, yeah, we know him.
Yeah.
But I was already out of there by the time they came out of the scene. So they didn't know about me.
Yeah, he's a nice dude, too. He's just not a club guy.
Right.
So she comes out on her own, but she just loves to fucking dance. She goes roller skating, too, once a week. And she also does that by herself. But she just comes out and dances her ass off. Yeah. She does not fuck with other people. She didn't even drink, I don't think. She just drinks water.
Yeah, she's cheap. She's straight edge.
Yeah, she's pretty straight edge, honestly.
She's straight edge.
She doesn't drink any alcohol. She just comes out and drinks water. She just gets water bottles. And she just dances her ass off, like, all night.
Yeah.
And then she goes home.
She's a straight edge kid.
She's cool as shit. Yeah. I really like Shauna. But, she's this cool chick. Now she's a tough shit.
She's done a live stream with us.
She was here a while back.
Yeah, a long time ago.
She is like nice as hell, but if you fuck with her, she will absolutely wreck your shit. Yeah. She will punch you in the fucking face.
Yeah.
She does not play. I've seen her do it.
Yeah.
So, like I said, she's super nice, but if you get on her bad side, I weep for you.
All right,
she's gonna beat the crap out of you.
All right, look, Jen, it's almost 10 o'clock. A lot of the audience has checked out.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna say that this is a good time to shut it down, and we'll go get something to eat.
Okay.
We'll go check out McDonald's, the new McDonald's, just right up the street. We haven't been there yet.
No, it just opened. I didn't even know it was open yet.
Yeah, let's go get
we knew it was going to because it's right by the Publix.
Yeah.
So it's like we can't be when that shit's gonna open.
Then we'll just even go up to the kiosk. We won't even talk to those bitches. We'll just go up there.
We can just go through the drive-thru.
I don't want to go through the drive-thru. I want to sit down and eat.
You want to go in there and eat?
If I can.
Why?
Because I want to see what it's like on the inside, and I want to go to the kiosk and sit there and fucking eat. And then we'll come back.
Oh. Man, I gotta...
Fuck all that to-go bullshit.
I gotta drag my drunk ass in there. And
Yeah.
Man.
It's better than having you spill fucking french fries all over the damn car.
I didn't spill french fries in the car last time.
Yeah.
I was really careful.
I know how you are.
I was really careful. And you do it too. But it's like somehow only I get blamed.
I'm going to go get me a double fillet of fish.
I'll probably get one too, honestly.
Okay. Just go ahead and go.
All right. So I guess we're going to wrap it up because Tom's getting fussy.
You're too fussy.
He's getting too fussy.
Getting too fussy, Papa.
He's
Papa,
too excited.
You go back and listen to the shit recorded.
He's too excited about the new McDonald's.
Yeah.
That showed up down the street.
Yeah.
That we're going to go check out. We thought it would be open all night, but it's only open until 11:30. So we got to, because he went up and on his motorcycle to check today. How late do you guys open? So we're going to go see how that goes. All right. So hopefully you guys had a good time tonight. I had a good time, as I usually do on the Friday night shows. Have a good rest of your evening, you guys. Have a really good weekend. Be safe out there. And we will see you again on Monday for a movie review. Don't know what movie it's going to be yet. Might be Dangerous Animals, but don't quote me on that. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, have a good weekend. We will see you guys again on Monday night. Good night.